It's a massive game for Manchester United today. If you are looking for the match reaction, the link will be in the video description. But that is in the future, and we are in the now. And we are in a now where I've been building this up, and I've been building it up for a very strong reason. And that is that with Manchester United today, we do have the opportunity to go into top four. Not top four. We have the opportunity to move away from 6th properly. Man City will surely beat Arsenal, and we've got to beat Leicester. It's a difficult game. I think the Burnley result, I think many of us have looked at it maturely and said, well, you know, it's one of those things, but we've got to go with our best team today. Now, the team news is out. I'm going to read the team news out, and I have a funny feeling that Anthony Martial has not made it, which is a bit of a shame because of the knock, and that means Alexis Sanchez. He hasn't made it. He's gone with Alexis Sanchez, which is what we thought would happen. But he has gone Lindelof and Bailly. And that, for me, is absolutely essential. So De Gea, Young, Lindelof, Bailly, Luke Shaw, Matic, Herrera, Pogba, Lingard, Rashford and Alexis Sanchez. And we cannot moan about that team. In fact, I think we should be very excited about it. I'm just looking at the Leicester team, which is Ricardo, Evans, Maguire, Chilwell, Mendy, Ndidi, Gray, Maddison and Barnes with Vardy. I think that makes them a little bit more of a threat. I would have preferred Albrighton, but he's actually not even made the bench for them. But from a Manchester United point of view, Anthony Martial joins the bench with Lukaku, Juan Mata, Fred, Jones, Dalot and Romero. So I would imagine Anthony Martial not quite fit to play in this game, but it's not the end of the world. I think he's on the bench. And Alexis Sanchez needs to step up to the plate. I mean, I think we would all say that we would prefer Alexis Sanchez to be stepping up to the plate more than Lukaku. It's a shame that Martial's had this injury because I don't really want Sanchez having a worldie and taking his place. But I do want, I understand that Martial not playing maybe because he's just not quite fit for this game. Hello, Ross, can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm good. The most important thing is being able to hear you. So I do need to make a slight adjustment to the team news because there is one change. But happy with it. De Gea, Young, Lindelof, Bailly, Shaw, Matic, Herrera, Pogba, Lingard, Rashford, Sanchez. And we suspect that maybe is obviously because Martial is carrying a bit of an injury and is only fit enough for the bench. I think he only trained for the first time on Friday.
I think you'd have to say that this is the strongest team we could have put out today. The one tweak would have been Martial, but for me, the rest of it reads absolutely perfect. And do you know what? Martial's injured, so it takes that away. I'm pleased to see Sanchez today. Wanted to see Martial, obviously, but because he's injured, we can, he's on the bench, but we can't forget about that. Get excited about seeing Alexis today. And do you know what? Lingard on that right, kind of making it his own. I thought he made a really good impact against Burnley. So I'm really excited today, and Lukaku on the bench is what we all wanted to see.
I mean, I love the instant reaction to a team news because you don't have all the answers. Of course you don't. And you start thinking about things. And just as you were talking there, it sort of got me thinking about something as well. That actually, I'm sure there's disappointment that Martial's not playing, but there shouldn't really be. He's clearly not fit enough to start the game. And that I have no problem with that. And then you've got to think, well, who would you rather bring in? And quite simply, there's a number of other options to this one that he's gone with. And that could have been to do what he did against Burnley and move Rashford to the left and put Lukaku up front. I mean, or maybe bring Juan Mata in some way. So I suspect you're sort of the same as me, really. That if Martial can't play, this is the way you want to go. You want to keep Rashford at number 9.
Yeah, absolutely. That's massively key for me to leave Lukaku on the bench. I thought he was really poor against Burnley, to be honest. And Rashford is best positions at number 9, and you've got to have your best players in their best positions. And Sanchez needs to start playing a bit more. I really do like him. So I think he could be massive for us this season, pushing us into the top 4. His best form hasn't been seen yet, and I think we need to start seeing that. So it's great to see him today. Obviously, Martial plays in that position all day long, but it's good. And it's the absolute right decision to make, is to not try and shoehorn Lukaku in, because you're right. It would have been so easy for him to do that and just move Rashford out wide, but the right decision he's made today, and hopefully the players reward him with the right performance.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to... we've had a contribution here from Andrew Rossi. He says, so nice to see a lineup without Fellaini and Lukaku in it. Well, we'll never see Fellaini again, which is a big positive. But, I mean, I'll be honest, I wasn't massively impressed with with Sanchez against Arsenal. I think he could have done better, but I think, as we saw on Tuesday, we're going to have to use a wider squad, and certainly beyond Rashford and Martial, you need somebody, and I'd rather it was Sanchez than Lukaku. So it's a big game for him. Of course, the big question will be, we know that issue with Sanchez and Pogba. Pogba tends to not have a good game when he plays with Sanchez because Sanchez wants to wander in. What you know when you get with Martial and Rashford is they will hog the touchline, allowing Pogba the freedom to move forward. That's very important today. I don't know how they solve it because Sanchez loves coming inside. He's not really a hog the touchline player, but we could lose a bit of Pogba if we're not careful.
Yeah, but that's between them. They're both professionals. They're both world-class talents, and they've got to sort that out. Pogba needs to tell Sanchez to run the line more, and I think Sanchez will have more joy doing that. And you're right, he wants to cut inside a lot. He wants to pick the ball up deep, but he needs that. He needs to be told that from the coaching staff and from the players around him that actually you'll be better off hugging the line a bit more, because then you start creating overlaps. Luke Shaw gets involved. Because that's been really key as well, is Luke Shaw's development down that left. And I think if you play on the shoulder of the defender, you bring Luke Shaw into the game more, which you get that triangle of Shaw, Pogba, and Martial that happens down that left. And it's absolutely brilliant to see. And Sanchez needs to kind of develop into that. Or, in the wider future, is try and create something down the right, which I personally still see Sanchez more because that left position for me is Martial's. But again, still excited to see Sanchez today.
It's interesting. Aman Singh says, look, that's 10 out of 11 of our best 11, so that's the good thing. Frank Tavinti says, Alexi's number 9 today. I mean, we've not thought about that. I mean, is there any opportunity or possibility that maybe we'll see Sanchez playing through the middle with Rashford on the left? I mean, I don't like the movement of Rashford being put out on the left. I think Rashford's a number 9, but we could see that.
We could, and look, Rashford for me starts all day at number 9. But what Sanchez does bring you is there's going to be certain games where it's not always going to work with Rashford at number 9. And because he's so versatile, then you can move him out left. To start him on the left, I think is a tragedy. But if it doesn't work for the first half hour at Rashford at 9, you can swap him about. But I think Rashford starts at number 9 today, and I think you'd be a fool to not do that given his form in that position.
Definitely. Legit Walrus says, could Martial play Mbappe type role on the right? I mean, I can see a few people in the live comments going on about Lingard. I mean, just to recap the team news that's confirmed for those joining us a little bit late, you've got De Gea in goal, young captain at right back, Lindelof, Bailly and Shaw, Matic, Herrera, Pogba, Lingard and Rashford and Sanchez, with Martial only fit enough for the bench. So, these things are going to happen. I mean, let's talk about this Leicester game, Ross. They went to Anfield on Wednesday and they did everybody a favour, really. They delayed or maybe put a big thorn in the side of the Liverpool title charge. So, big thumbs up for that. They tend to do well against the top 6 sides. If you look below, we've drawn 1 and won 4 in our last 5. If you look at Leicester, drawn 1, lost 3, won 1. They do well against the top 6 sides. They start slowly, so we need to start quickly. The one thing I would say about Leicester when I was doing the preview and looking at them is I'm surprised where they are in the league, because actually 1 to 11, I think they're better than the team that won the league, but that was just a terrible league. But they have got good players in all positions. Schmeichel, Chilwell, Maguire, Evans, Pereira, Ndidi, Mendy, Maddison, Vardy, Damari Gray. They're a good team, and I think that it's a massive... I don't know what you think about Leicester, but I think you look at that Man City-Arsenal game, as long as we win, we will be above Arsenal, which is a big symbolic thing. And that's the end game today. And I think to do that, we've got to win.
Yeah, they are a good team. I think we played in first game of the season. I was actually at Old Trafford, and I didn't know who James Maddison was before that game. But I watched him over 90 minutes and thought, what a player he is, or what he can be. He's a little bit inconsistent, but he's a top quality attacking midfielder. But it's all about United today, and that's what Solskjaer's done. Under Jose, we'd be looking to stop Maddison, stop Vardy, let's drop deep. But no, it's about Man United today, and it's about Sanchez, Rashford and Lingard, who is a much better attacking force than Leicester. And it's nothing but wins today. And I used to say that under Jose, but in the back of my mind, I'd be secretly worried. I'm not worried today. Like I wasn't worried after 70 minutes in the Burnley game, because they're going to give it their all. And you know that the talent will always come through. And Solskjaer's brought that into United, and long may it continue.
Hayden Bell says Harvey Barnes will tear you apart today. Watched him all season at West Brom. And young and a long worse than a lot of Championship fullbacks. Okay, well, look, I've got confidence in Luke Shaw. I have got confidence in Luke Shaw. I know Damari Gray sort of reminds me a little bit of Ashley Young when Ashley Young played in the position that he is, which is a winger. Ashley Young as a winger could have games where he was like Messi and games like when he's like Mad Marcus. It's one or two. Obviously, Ashley Young's now a fullback, Ross. I think with Phil Jones not in the team today, I know you're not a massive fan of Bay, but I think he's a step up on Jones, especially for the physicality and the high ball, which we saw with Maguire and Evans they're good at. But there is still that weakness in the back four for me, and that is Ashley Young. And I would hope that Damari Gray doesn't have a good game, because Ashley Young does worry me. And he was awful the other night as well. I don't know why he wears the captain's armband.
He was awful the other night. The thing is with Ashley Young, though, he can pull out a 10 out of 10 out of nowhere, and he does it quite a lot during the season. It's the inconsistency and it's the crap games that he does play, which means that he's not good enough for United moving forward. But that's not to say that he cannot have an absolute worldie today. We all know he's got it in him. But Bailly and Lindelof's the right partnership going forward. Phil Jones was abysmal, and I think Lindelof is such a steady defender, and I think he's been unbelievable and deserves Player of the Month for me, ahead of Rashford. Phil Jones unsettled him, and I don't think that's good. And hopefully the calmness of Lindelof can settle Bailly down a little bit, because that's what he needs. He needs to be settled down. Look, last time they played, I thought they played really well together. So if they do it today, Solskjaer's learning, and I can see development. What Jose used to do is play a team, players would play crap, and he'd play them the week after. But you can see it in Solskjaer. He's learning, he's understanding what's right and what's wrong. He obviously realises that Rashford's the right number 9 going forward. And it's beautiful to see, because if someone plays crap one week, they are actually getting dropped. So, again, I'm happy with the overall team.
I'm going to come back on that because it's a good point. And just for people asking about Yuri Tielemans, he's not on the bench. They've got Fuchs, Morgan, Chowdhury, Gaze, Okazaki and Iheanacho. No Tielemans on the bench for them. I think he'll be a good signing for Leicester, but obviously not quite ready. And I think people need to calm down about that. I mean, it's exactly the same with Anthony Martial. He's just not quite ready. And that's why he's not playing. That's why he's on the bench. Kaushik Kamaran says, I would prefer Liverpool winning the league than City. I hate City and Pep more than Liverpool. If City win, there's no stopping them for years. I disagree with that. I don't know about you, Ross, just very quickly. I'd rather City win it than Liverpool.
Absolutely. 1,000,000%, to be honest. I just cannot stand Liverpool. You'd never hear the end of it. City have already won it. They've broken the duck. They're still non-existent for me. I mean, no fans turning up to their games. Liverpool, yeah, I just don't want them to win it.
Just going back to what you were saying there, though, I think that's a very good point about Solskjaer, is that he just see. I mean, I think Drawty tweeted it yesterday, and it made me laugh because he was listing all the things that I've been going on about that Ollie's come in and done in no time at all. I don't think that's exclusive to me. I think it's more exclusive to the United Stand community, because we all tend to be quite in sync when it came to things like Fellaini's not good enough, drop Lukaku, and things like that. But today I am a little bit surprised, but I shouldn't be surprised, because he just seems to be massively in tune with the vast majority of what United fans want. I actually thought he would play Phil Jones today, because I felt that Jones and Lindelof were his choice. And I don't like that, and I do like Ollie, but every manager just seems to have a weird thing in them that they do. But he hasn't done that today. He has dropped Jones and he has brought Bailly in. And again, that's just, he's in tune with the fans. There is no Lukaku today, when he could have gone with Lukaku, Rashford and Lingard or Mata again. So he's removed those two. So everything we said after the Burnley game, that Lukaku was poor, Mata was poor, Pereira was poor and Jones was poor. Well, none of those players are there. And they were pretty much the 4 players, apart from Ashley Young, to be fair, but obviously there's not massive amount of choices in the right back. But the other 4 players, he has removed them. And like you say, under Mourinho, you'd probably still see all 4 playing.
Yeah, and it's not him being in tune with the fans, it's him being a fan. He's like us. He watches United. He wants what we want out of the club. He wants what performance we want to see. He wants to play the players that we want to play. And that's not United fans, that's not United. That's embedded in the grains of this club. And that's why it's so crucial to have Manchester United men in charge of our club, and whether that's Solskjaer, I think Mickey Phelan, we've all said it, is huge to bring back to our team. He ingrains that as well. And going forward, look, Pochettino seems like a great guy and everything, but do I want to have another manager take over our club that's not got United embedded in him? I'm not so sure. I'm really not. And I think we need to start looking more internally. We are a special club, a different sort of club, and I think we need to be looking more internally, looking at the Michael Carricks. I know Phelan was saying great things about him this week, and start doing it internally. Start making the United position a closed occupancy.
Remember, if you are new to the United Stand, please do subscribe to the channel. Bottom right hand corner, we'll have match reaction. We're live all the way through till full time. We've got fan cams. Flex is down there in Leicester. We're hoping to get that Jamie Vardy lookalike on, actually. He has messaged me, so hopefully we'll have him on as well. And obviously we're live every night at 8 o'clock, so do get involved. Mr. Glenn Johnson, who could well be a Liverpool fan, says Martial is a one-way player. It's his biggest flaw. Alexi fits high pressing style Solskjaer wants to play. Can't have luxury players in hard games. It's an interesting way of looking at it, because there's a lot of people still in the live comments going on about no Martial starting. Martial's not starting because he's not fit. He's on the bench. That's why Sanchez is starting. I don't think you give Anthony Martial a 5-year new contract and get him to sign a contract by saying you're going to be second to Sanchez again. That's not the future I see. I think this is just totally about him not being fit, Ross.
Absolutely. And it can't be said enough how much Jose tried to stunt the growth of Anthony Martial in his time at United. The whole bringing Sanchez thing in, we all wanted it as fans. We'd never have sanctioned that signing as fans if we knew it would mean dropping Martial. That's not what we signed up for. He's not going to do that. He's not. And Martial, do you know what? Sometimes during the game, he will literally do nothing. But what he does is he always plays on the shoulder of the wing back, and he always opens up space for other players. So sometimes he hasn't really got to be involved in the game, but just having him on the pitch, knowing as a fullback that there's someone that's going to get the ball and beat you, it can really change the momentum of how people are playing. So all day for me, I think he's one of our, if not our best player.
And talking about Jamie Vardy lookalikes, Sky Sports have just got Aubameyang on at the moment talking to Jamie Redknapp. So that's not the lookalike we've got. Thanks for the contribution, Shane Thompson. Arsenal better lose today. I think Arsenal will lose, but it's irrelevant, Ross, isn't it? It's irrelevant what Arsenal do if we don't win. I think there was a lot of disappointment about the Burnley result, which many fans have just said, one of those days, it can happen. Too many changes. Ollie will learn from it. It's gone. The past is gone. Maybe we could have afforded a draw today if we had won at Burnley, but we can't now. We've got to win. Do you think we will win? What's your score prediction?
I'm predicting United 3-1. I hate predicting that we're going to concede, but I just kind of feel it. But I don't know if it's just me, but I'm really not looking at the table still. The way I'm kind of thinking it is, if we keep winning games the way we are, we're going to finish top 4. No matter what the other clubs do, it's going to happen. So it's game by game for me. Forget Arsenal for the minute. I think we're always going to finish above them. Because at the minute there's this to and fro of bantering, but come the end of the season, there's only going to be one club that's bantering the other, and it's going to be us. So keep winning games like we're doing. Keep on this run of form, and top 4's ours. It's absolutely ours. And I think you tweeted out the other day that, is it now actually mathematically in our own hands, given the fact that we've got to play the top 4 teams?
It is. So I think we are we 2 points off Arsenal, and we're 4 points off Chelsea, but if we win today it's a point. We've got to play Chelsea, we've got to play Arsenal. I mean, it's good that you said that, because I think, you know, fan opinion's all about trying to cover all the different bases, and you saying I'm not really bothered, I just think if we win most of our games we'll do it. I agree, but I'm the sort of fan who has spent the week going through all the fixtures and sort of predicted them, and I had us finishing 4th, but only 1 point ahead of Arsenal and 2 points ahead of Chelsea. So it just tells you that you can predict, you can look all you like, but it's going to be very, very tight. What I would like to see happen is that when we play Arsenal at the start of March, we've got a buffer. Like, you know, we're not in the position where if they beat us, they go above us again. I want a buffer, and I think that's why today is very important, because Arsenal have got winnable games, but obviously the Europa League's back, so they will drop points, as will probably we. But if we do win today and they don't win, we're above them, and I think that is a psychological blow. So for me, it is massively important. Thomas Hill says, what's your score prediction for today? Thanks for the contribution, Thomas. So Ross has gone 3-1. I'm going to go 2-1. I think it will be I think it's going to be an exciting game, but we might have to go through the mill a little bit for it. Andrew Rossi says, off topic but needs to be said, congratulations to Pankaj for winning the first United stand Ballon d'Or. Well done. I don't know who awarded that, but it's news to me. And I think we've covered all the super chats, which is good. So, yes, there it is. Well, thanks for coming on, Ross, as per usual. You've gone with a 2-1 win for Manchester United. I will ask you just before you go. At the moment, still, I mean, I've got to be honest. Spurs have taken 9 points in their last 3 Premier League games from scoring goals in the last 10 minutes. Some of them in stoppage time, during an injury crisis. And I do just think that if anybody is still saying Pochettino for United manager, I can sort of see why. Where are you on that at the moment?
I'm Solskjaer all the way, to be honest. I just think you're taking a huge risk in actually appointing Pochettino. He hasn't really proved himself much more than Tottenham. I know he gets a lot of youth in. He's won absolutely nothing. Tottenham have been lucky in the last few games, if you ask me. And I like to say I want it kept in the United family, because what you do get is you get these team selections that the fans love, that we all love, and you may not get that with Pochettino, and I don't want that. I don't want Fellaini's being brought in again. You know, it seems like we've kind of just dusted off this Van Gaal, Jose crap era. Seems like we're getting rid of it, and the selling of Fellaini is monumental in getting rid of that era. And I want it pushed forward now under Solskjaer, or if it isn't Solskjaer, Phelan or Carrick. I just want it kept in the family.
It's a good point, because we were just talking about that a few minutes ago, weren't we? The changes he's made today are pretty much all the changes the fans would make, and every decision he's made over the last 6 weeks. Okay, he's not been allowed to buy transfers, which we would have done, but he has obviously not been allowed to. But most of his team selections, most of his approach, most of his philosophy, the people he's got rid of like Fellaini, it's so intrinsically linked to how fans are thinking. It'd be a very dangerous thing for us to have that removed. And imagine if we hadn't sold Fellaini. All right, Ollie doesn't pick him, but he's not allowed to sell him. Pochettino comes in and goes, I actually quite like him, and we're back to square one. So, yeah, I see what you mean there. It's about, obviously there might be better choices out there, but do you want to risk turning your back on something that just feels so good?
That's it, mate, and it does feel so good. And Alex, who used to come on the United stand, was tweeting about it. Every press conference, he's smiling, I'm smiling, he's saying all the right things, and that goes such a long way. There's been so many United managers, Moyes and even Jose, sack themselves in press conferences, if you ask me. Ollie's not doing that. He's saying the right things, and I just love it.
Thanks for coming on, pal. Really appreciate it as usual, and I'll speak to you soon.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers,
mate.
Speak to
you soon. Cheers, pal. Bye.
Red Baron says, I think we will lose today, but I think we learn more in the defeats than the wins if we have a rational mind. Thanks for the contribution, Red Baron. I tell you what, we could lose today. I don't think we can afford to lose today. I'm going to put that pressure on it, and I'm going to be very honest. If we don't win, I don't think Ollie could pick a better team. I think that's the best team he can pick. Obviously Martial, but he doesn't look like he's fully fit at the moment. So that team's got to go and perform. And I think this is sort of what I said against Burnley. You could put it down to Ollie and his team selections, and I think he made too many changes into the squad. But today, that's pretty much our best team. If they don't turn up, what's he supposed to do? There's no magic recipe on the bench. Well, Martial, yeah, obviously, but I think today's going to be more about the midfield. You look at Ndidi and Mendy, they're very, very energetic, and Maddison as well. You look at their wide players, they're very, very skillful, and you look at Vardy, he's quick. There's going to be a lot of energy from Leicester. They're a threat from set pieces. We're going to have to work hard for this result today, but we've got to get it. We've got to get it. We should get it. We're good enough to get it, but we've got to get it. Ed Woodward says, no point investing in a squad with world-class players like Lingard, Young and Jones. Just as well, I'm saving up for a yacht. I love this club. Glory, glory, Manchester United. That's a contribution from Ed Woodward. I presume it's sarcasm, but it's absolutely right as well. Still, some people going on about Anthony Martial. He's not fit. He's on the bench. That he only trained for the first time on Friday. If you listen to our Ole Gunnar Solskjaer match press conference reaction that we do after every press conference reaction, you can get that on the United stand. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer clearly saying that Martial and Pogba was their first training session on Friday, and obviously Martial's just not quite match fit because he didn't play, and he is coming back from a bit of an injury, so he's gone with Sanchez. It's an opportunity for Sanchez, but of course Martial, you don't sign new contracts and then get let out. Okay, let's have a quick look what's going on there. Okay. Sorry for the slight pause there. Right, give us a dab, Mark, says Sapal. Never going to happen. I said I'd dab for Fellaini going. It was done. It was on that video. There we go. Maguire is playing. Damien Legg, yes. Pogba, Rashford, Lingard and Sanchez, they should score at least 2 goals, says White Run Guard. I think he might be called White Rum Guard. He's obviously on something. I don't think we'll be scoring 6 today, although I'd love to be proved wrong. Sanchez and Lingard will be midfield 5 in build-up play, says MacArthur Square. I agree with you on that. And I think that there will be a lot of interchanging between the front 3. Sanchez, Rashford and Lingard. They will change around a bit. I think it's going to be 1-3. Says Jack Bradley, which is what Ross went for. I'm going to go 2-1. We got to win this. We've got to win this game. I don't want to put too much pressure on it, but we've got to win this game. If we don't win today and Arsenal lose to Man City, they're still above us and we're still in 6th. These are the days that we were looking at and going, well, Man City play Arsenal and Man City play Chelsea next week. And if Man City win those 2 games, we got to pounce. And we got to pounce today. Red Baron says, Leicester are a very good team. Our players are like snowflakes. Amazing to look at, but you can crush them easy if you have any fight in you. Well, I hope you're going to be proved wrong on that, Red Baron. I really do. Bank Dank says 1-1. Kashuk says 0-3. Zane Scope says 1-3. I would like to see Fred feature, says Chris Michael. Fred should come in the second half, says Adil. A lot of love for Fred there. I think that the Leicester lineup, Sakib, for anybody who wants to know. So they've got Schmeichel in goal. They've got Pereira, Evans, Maguire, Chilwell, Mendy, Maddison and Ndidi as a midfield 3 with Barnes, Ndidi as the wide men and Vardy up front. So lots of energy, lots of tenacity, lots of pace in their team. So we're going to have to be on it. I think that the most important thing today is Paul Pogba. I think Paul Pogba is the metronome of the team. And if he has a good game going forward, we have a good game. We've got to get Pogba in the game. He's got to win the midfield battle, but more importantly, Sanchez has got to get the hell out of his way. As I said before so many times, and I don't know whether I can do it on here. Yes, I can. So Pogba wants to go here. No, you've done the wrong thing there. What's that all about? I want that on. Right, so Pogba wants to go here. That's where Pogba wants to go, if I clear it in for you. But so does Sanchez, and that's the problem. Sanchez can get in Pogba's way. If you've got Martial or Rashford, they'll go there, in this area here, and then Pogba gets that to himself. Sanchez has got to hug the touchline today and get the hell out of the way of Pogba, because Pogba's the key today. Do you think Ollie is open about his tactics as the initial topic? I think he'd be open with his coaching staff. I don't think he's going to be open with the press or the fans, and why would he be? Sebastian Anderson says, if we win the Champions League, will you give us a dab for every goal scored? Says, in Glory, Glory, Manchester United. Sebastian, if we get to the Champions League final and we score goals in the Champions League final, I'm sure I can arrange a dab for you for every goal. That would not be a problem. I don't think we'll be seeing that, though. We need to sign Adebayor as a hold-up striker at Toxic Mega, and he swore. Yeah, I've not heard that name in a long time. That's probably why I was attracted to it. Mark Waite says, I support Leicester 5-1. Hadrian Fernandez says, I'm going to go United 3, Leicester 0. And Mark, how many times are you going to say the same thing about Sanchez and Pogba, says Edward Hardingham? I'll probably keep saying it about another 50 times on this show and maybe another 1,000 times this year, because not everybody, we get new people on the United stand for one. And for two, some people aren't tactically aware. And they think, oh yeah, we're playing Sanchez. If he plays like he did against Arsenal, we're going to beat him 6-0. But it's very, very important that people understand why Pogba played so poorly last season and why Sanchez plays so poorly, because they occupy the same space and get in each other's way. That's what I'm looking to see. So I'm just putting the warning flag so people know about it. And then obviously some of you already know about it because we talk about it a lot. And also saying, let's see if we see a change in that dynamic today, because Ollie's clever enough to know this. Shantano Dar says, Mark, spot on with the prediction, except Alexi. By the way, not a bad strategy to have a fresh Tony Martial in the last 30 minutes. Yeah, you get some explosive pace off the bench for sure. 2-0 United Rashford with both goals, says Matthew Cooper. We've not spoken about Marcus Rashford, have we? And Marcus Rashford is a massively important player for United at the moment. And playing through the middle, he is 10 times better than what he is playing on the left. I thought he was pretty poor against Burnley. Get him up front and he just looks like a different player. Definitely a different player. I'm a huge United fan from Australia and just really started following the channel and backing 2-0. Will be tight though, says Tim Bushnell. Hello and welcome to the community, Tim. I think you're going to absolutely love it. Make sure if you are new today, you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Get involved with the United stand. We've got fan cams coming after the game. We've got my match reaction. We'll be live all the way through. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. Monday night at 8 o'clock we've got the call in where you lot can call in and have your say. Yeah, you're very welcome if you are new to the channel. And smash a like on the video. We like to get 1,000 likes before kick-off. It's a superstition. We got to win today as well, so every little helps. Cena says we're going to win 5-0 today. I mean, look, I love 5-0 because it would be a cherry on the cake of winning. But to be honest with you, I'll just take a win. Any win will do. It's about the win today. Red Baron's back. I'm being negative, so my expectations aren't too high and I'm not down at the dumps later on. Yeah, well, realism. What did I say on the show last night? I actually think we won't get top 4. Maybe that's reverse psychology or not, but I think that the top 4 race is very hard. We're going to be kicking off at 2:05, so half an hour's time till kick-off. Phil Mitchell, don't get why DT is chatting Goldbridge and the United Stand community made this channel. If it wasn't for Robbie, DT would be scanning Mark's shopping. Don't get why TT is chatting Goldbridge and the United Stand community made this. I didn't know he was talking about us, Phil. That's the great thing about blocking dickheads. I don't get to see what they say. Would you mind a 1-0? I would be Jake Moriarty. I would take 1-0 now with a massive smile on my face. Today is about the 3 points. It's not even about the goal difference. It's about 3 points. Any win will do. 3-1, sure to score, says Charles B. He did score in the reverse fixture. And if you go back to that reverse fixture, it means nothing because it's like different manager, different lineup for United, different approach. But Leicester were much better than us. But we managed to get the win, didn't we? And Luke Shaw did score that day. Can someone please explain why Sanchez is starting over Martial? I tell you what, if I had £1 for every time I've spoken about Martial being on the bench, I'd have about £10. Martial is on the bench because he's not fully fit. Sanchez is starting because Martial is not fully fit. Ollie said this on Friday, that he expected Martial and Pogba to play and be involved today. But to what extent they were going to be involved, he didn't know. So Martial's just coming back from an injury. We need a strong showing from Lingard, says Timo Scudder. Well, there are question marks about Lingard. I mean, I would say if you want to win a title, Lingard's got to be on the bench. But at the moment, Lingard's got to start because we haven't brought in the players that we need to bring in. Sanchez will score today. 2-0 United win, says Shines Productions. And you know what? If Sanchez has a good game today, brilliant, because then you've got 4 good players for 3 positions and you've got interchangeability, you've got passion, you've got hunger. I've said this so many times before. There is nothing wrong with having 4 or 5 good players playing really well, vying for 2 or 3 spots. Ollie knows this. Ollie hardly ever started for United, especially in the 99 season. He would have started for most teams that season, but he couldn't get in the United lineup because Cole and York tended to be the first 2. Sheringham and Solskjaer had to wait for their chances, and when they got those chances, they bloody well took them. Sometimes you've got to sit on the bench and wait for your chance. It doesn't mean you're a bad player. It just means you've got strong competition for positions. And we want to see that, because if Lukaku gets the hump and keeps playing shit and Sanchez is finished, then we're in trouble, because Rashford or Martial will have a dip in form or an injury, and then you've got to play those players. I want to see Sanchez have a hat-trick today and play absolutely brilliant. I want to see that happening. I want to see players pushing each other's levels higher and higher and higher. SRB 3-0, Bay will dominate Vardy, Marcus will shine. Well, there is a bit of history between Vardy and Bay, isn't there? There was that little clip of him having a little bit of shoving match off the pitch. So I think Eric Bay is very important today. To be honest with you, when the team news came out, obviously I was a little bit disappointed by Martial, but it's explained by he's just coming back from an injury. I expected Phil Jones to start today. The fact that he started Eric Bay, I can't even applaud Ollie anymore, because he just seems to do everything we want him to do. But he's so right to get rid of Jones and bring Bay in. Bay and Lindelof has to be our starting centre-back partnership. It's a massive opportunity for Eric Bailly. If he was to get himself sent off or have a bad game today, he's blown his opportunity. He's got to have a good game today, but it's the right selection. He gives his height, he gives his physicality that Jones doesn't. He's quicker than Jones, he's better on the ball than Jones. He's just all round better than Jones. And Eric Bailly has got to take that opportunity today, grasp it, and have a good game. And yeah, really, really pleased about that. I mean, Ashley Young, he worries me, but have we got anybody better? I mean, I think Delo is better, but is he ready? Valencia's not better, and so maybe that's all that we can do, really. We don't need a centre-back if Bailly plays well, says Superboy13. I still think we do need another centre-back. I would say we do need another centre-back, because if you get an injury to Jones, or if you get an injury to Bailly or Lindelof, then you're going to have to play Jones or Smalling. So I think we do. It's about competition for places. You don't want to leave yourself stretched if you get an injury. So, of course, I'd love to see Lindelof and Bailly as our first choice centre-backs going into the next season. But actually, I'd be more excited if we went and bought Koulibaly, because I'd be like, wow, you've got Bailly, Koulibaly and Lindelof going for 2 spots. Or, if you want to do, you can go 3-5-2, because that's served us well in the past as well. I don't really give a shit if we've got 4 world-class players going for 1 position. As long as they're motivated and competing. How do we lose as fans? We don't need to worry about people not getting game time. Neek says, what do you think of Kevin and Babu from Young Boys? I think he could be a great replacement for Valencia and Young on the right. Akanji is good as well. Akanji's very good at Dortmund, Neek. It's hard to say in Babu. He played very well in the games that we played Young Boys in the Champions League, and he clearly is their best player. He looks good. He does look good. And he does look better than Young, so I think he's a good shout. I don't know whether we're linked to him. And Pratik Sonkarsari says, have seen the United stand since there were 500 to 1,000 odd viewers for live matches, watch-alongs. Heartening to see the progress. Kudos to Mark and the community. Well, thanks for that contribution, mate. And it's always nice to interact with people who've been on the journey with us. But the journey continues. And if you are new today, join the journey. Smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Join the United Stand community. Lots and lots of exciting things planned for you over the next few weeks and season and year. So get involved with the United Stand, subscribe, and make it a part of your day, because we are live every single day talking Manchester United and more. Ismail, I don't do predictions on goal scorers. He's going with Lingard to score. If I had to, I'd probably quite fancy Rashford. I can see Sanchez scoring today. I mean, if Sanchez does what he did against Arsenal, I don't think he had a great game, but if he can start chipping in with goals, that's fine by me. That's fine by me. Scott's worried about Sanchez on the left. We've got to mix it up. He cannot wander into Pogba's area, but we've spoken about that. Pereira from Leicester at right back is a good player. He's very, very fast. I love Fred, says Daniel Menza. Good. Steve Games has been here since 15,000 subscribers. There you go. And Jamus has been watching for about 2.5 years. What about Axel Twansibi for centre-back, Mark? I think it's an interesting thing what we'll do with Twansibi next year. He's been absolutely fantastic for Villa. I think he's injured at the moment, but you would expect him to be coming back, going on the pre-season tour. He may well be, if Ollie was here, I would expect he would want to use him. I mean, one thing Solskjaer did say in his interview that I was reading yesterday is that it's about looking at the team, looking at development, thinking about when people are going to be ready, removing those that you don't think are ever going to be good enough, promoting and developing those players that you think are going to be ready in a year or 2 years. Very exciting to listen to the sort of things he's talking about. Lukaku to come on and score as well, says Ismail. I mean, these are the sort of games that Lukaku can, and I know some people won't like this, but these are the sort of games where Lukaku off the bench for 20 minutes probably is likely to get a couple of goals, because these are the games that Lukaku scores in. There was always that thing about Lukaku that he's a flat track bully. He scores a lot of his goals against these sort of teams. So good, again, it's more of a threat off the bench, isn't it? And that can only be a good thing. Do I think Mata should have started, Jake? No. I'm not impressed with Mata this season. I really like Juan Mata. He's a brilliant, brilliant man. And he's been a brilliant player, but I've not been impressed with him this season. And I mean, there was that free kick against Burnley in the week, wasn't there? And I thought, he's not had a very good game, but this is where Mata just steps up, chips it over the bar, and we score. And he's just not offering enough for me, Juan Mata, this season. So I'm very happy that he's not in the team. I don't really want him in the team at the moment. Hopefully we can play some lube football, says Tamjid. Islam, look, you never know which way it's going to go, but if you're asking me which way it's going to go, I just feel that United might be on the cusp of a good performance today. A performance where we go, wow, this is what it's all about. Because we're a better team away from home. We are a better team away from home. Even under Ollie. We were under Mourinho, but even under Ollie, we're still a better team away from home. And I think there is that sort of mental block with the players sometimes, that they do feel the sort of anticipation and expectation at Old Trafford, whereas the away, you've got the hardcore away fans, just positive. You've got that little bit of, atmosphere against you. Expectations probably lowered because you're the away team. And I think we perform better as the away team. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did win 3 or 4-1, but I'm more than happy if we just win 2-1. But I do expect a performance from United today, and why not? Why not? Fosu Mensah is a CDM, says Magic86. I think people need to wake up on Fosu Mensah. I mean, he can still make it, but the bottom line is he's failed at Fulham and he's failed at Crystal Palace. So why would you ever think that he's going to make it at United? He's got to really turn his career around, that lad, and I don't really understand where it's gone wrong, because he was a player I really thought would make it. Jack Longmore has made a contribution. Protest scarves coming back around Old Trafford, getting one soon and sending a clear message from the Stretford end. Board and owners embarrassing. Interesting. I don't disagree with you. I think the positivity of what Ollie's doing is fantastic, but the board need to back and put their hands in the pocket, otherwise we're going to struggle. I mean, I saw this morning that Man City are looking to buy Wan-Bissaka and Chilwell. I mean, how many fullbacks are they going to fucking buy? How much more are we going to sit back as a club and just be thrifty and try and get bargains when Man City just go, right, we need another 2 fullbacks now? I mean, they've got Kyle Walker and Mendy, and they're going to get Wan-Bissaka and Chilwell. I mean, all right, Mendy's a bit injury prone, but they just don't mess around. They just go and do it, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? It really is. Gaz Elliott says, let's get 366,000 subs. We can do that today. We're closing in on it. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner, or I think the link's in the video description as well. So, yes, do subscribe, get involved. Why are we playing Sanchez as average person? I'm sure people in the live comments will start talking about it now, but Martial's not quite fully fit, so so Sanchez starts. Ndembele would be a good player to Wanda, but he is being heavily linked to Juventus, so there we go. Bill L says, thoughts on Lukaku? I'm just stretching out my back a bit at the moment. My thoughts on Lukaku are this, that he's not good enough to start for Manchester United. He's probably the best, or one of the best, bench options in the Premier League. And I don't think Liverpool have got a better number 9 that they can bring off the bench than Lukaku. Man City, I suppose if you've got Jesus on the bench and Aguero starting, or the other way around, they're better than Lukaku. But Spurs would love to have Lukaku at the moment because they haven't got Harry Kane and they're having to play Llorente. He's a good player, Lukaku. He's just not good enough for Manchester United first team. And if he's happy to sit on our bench, I'm happy to have him. And as I say, in a game like this, he's the sort of player that can come on and do it. But I'm not feeling Lukaku. I'm not feeling that his head's right. I think he's a bit like, Fellaini couldn't wait to get out of United once Mourinho went because he'd lost his biggest ally. And I wonder if Lukaku's a little bit like that. He's got to start grafting. He's got to start doing more. He came on against Spurs a few weeks ago, the last 20 minutes, and got bullied. I don't think he's doing enough. I thought he played well against Arsenal, but maybe that's because we started him. He needs to do more off the bench. And I know he scored a couple of goals against Newcastle and the other side, but we need him when he's coming off the bench in tight games. We need him to put a graft in. Nicholas P. We also almost dismissed the Burnley game beforehand as a win, and maybe Ollie got too confident. This game feels better, and we should perform well. Yeah, I don't think any United. Well, there will be United fans, but I don't think many United fans are like, "Oh yeah, this is easy." We know it's a test. We know it's a challenge, and I think we will be more focused. I think Burnley, yeah. I think even Ollie, and we certainly did. We're like, "Oh yeah, it's 3 points guaranteed," and maybe we'll learn a lot from that. Imrano TV, a Turkish club signed 22 players in 2 hours. We'd be happy with 1 player in 2 weeks. Yeah, I saw that actually. Chong or Sancho, says Magic86. Or Sancho at the moment is way ahead of Chong. But if you sent Chong to Germany next season, who's to say he wouldn't do the same thing? Ali says that Lukaku needs to cut the weight. It's like watching Mark Henry on the pitch. I think he is trimming down. I don't think it's as drastically fast as many of us expected it to be. But I certainly think he is trimming down. Swap Lukaku plus money for Mbappe. I don't think they'd be that stupid, Mo. Young again, says Cantona. Yeah. Hi, Mark. If United finish 5th and 4th and the 4th team wins Europa, do we still qualify for the Champions League, says Sei Hang Wong. I got no idea what happens if Chelsea or Arsenal win the Europa and they finish fourth and we finish fifth. Do we go into the Europa? Do we go into the Champions League? I don't know. Are you happy with the lineup today? Says TJ Diallo. Sometimes it's the most simple questions that jump out at me, and that's a really good question. Are you happy with the lineup today? Very simple question, but a very, very good one, because, yeah, are you happy with the lineup today? I am. I'm very happy with the lineup. I think the thing that stands out to me is, obviously, a lot of people will talk about Sanchez starting, but that didn't shock me. I don't think Martial's fully fit, so that's not a topic I'm bothered about. I hope Sanchez plays well. The big thing that jumped out to me was no Jones and Bay playing instead. That to me is that's the difference between confidence and concern. I'd be concerned if Phil Jones was playing today. He's got mistakes in him, especially away from home, and I like Eric Bay. So that to me sort of tipped me into the positive era of this game. I'm concerned about Ashley Young. I'm always concerned about Ashley Young, but I must admit, what is he supposed to do? Dalot looks like he switches off a bit defensively as well. So is Young marginally better than Dalot defensively? Probably. Is he good enough? No. Is it? If Damari Gray has a great game today, he'll tear Young apart. I just hope Young has a good game, because we really should be pushing them back. We really should be pushing them back and getting a result today, and that's what I hope will happen. Smalling will play next game, says Ismail Lunat. I mean, no Smalling today because he's gone with Jones. I don't know whether I agree with that. But Smalling was sort of lumped into that Darmian Valencia thing, which I thought they got wrong. They were basically saying that Ollie is being ruthless with the Deadwood. I'm not so sure Chris Smalling is Deadwood because he signed a contract quite recently. But Darmian and Valencia certainly are, and they should be left out. Marcus, can you hear me, pal?
Good afternoon. Afternoon, everyone. How are we doing?
We're good. I think we're happy with the team. Are you happy with the team?
Very, very happy. I'm glad that Mata hasn't come in place of Martial. Going back to the first game of the season, Chilwell, I think, had Mata on toast down that side. So, Sanchez coming in for Martial because he's not fit is probably the most logical solution to that side. So, yeah, I think it's great that we're starting to get a settled 11 now. Something we've not had in a long time. So, yeah, very, very pleased with the side.
Iris HD says, Marco, it's been a while, mate. Well, I don't know where you've been because I'm always here. But I hope you enjoyed the score in the rugby yesterday. I did. But no, seriously, I lived in Ireland for 3 years, so it's always difficult. But it was a good game. If you can't play football, you're Deadwood, says Moada. Mad Marcus is in the house. A lot of people saying that. How do you feel this game's going to go? I think it's a difficult game today, but I think it's a must-win game for Manchester United.
Yes, definitely. With Arsenal playing straight after, I think City should win that, being the home team. Chelsea obviously winning yesterday quite convincingly. So, yeah, I think this is a chance for United to get another 3 points on the board, put the pressure on Arsenal. And, yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be an open, fast-paced game. But the scoreline is going to be tight for me. I'm going to go with a 3-2 United win. But I fancy it'll be a good, fast, ferocious game. Plenty of tackles going in because the midfield, we've got our midfield three back. Leicester have got a decent lad in midfield as well with that Ndidi guy. Chilwell will get down that left-hand side. Maguire as well, dangerous from set pieces. And Jamie Vardy, we all know what he's all about. So I'm glad Bay's coming to shore up that defence for us. I think Bay and Lindelof are obvious first choice centre back pairing. So I'm going to go with a 3-2, but I think it's going to be a good open game, and I think the one goal will decide it. Good.
He's gone 3-1 like Ross.
3-2 for me, mate.
3-2. He's gone for two goals conceded. Interesting. Obviously, it's the Super Bowl tonight. I will not be doing a watch along for the Super Bowl. No, I was thinking about jumping on and doing a watch along for the Arsenal City game after this on That's Football. I'll see how I feel afterwards. But I lived in Dublin, Podgy, 2003.
Did you?
I did. I don't think I've ever mentioned it at all. Would you sign Wilf Sahar back? Says Josh Kirby. He wouldn't come back. It's as simple as that. A lot of people talking about Paul Ince. So Paul Ince basically said that he could do the job that Ollie's done. But I'll tell you what, I'd love to be Paul Ince's wife or girlfriend or boyfriend. I don't know what background he's got. Maybe he lives alone, I don't know. But it must be great having dinner with him every night. He'd just sit there telling you everything. Oh, if I was up front for Barcelona, I'd score as many as Messi. In fact, I'd score a hat-trick of free kicks every game. Oh, if I was Prime Minister, there wouldn't be a Brexit, or there would be a Brexit. I'd just decide how I wake up every morning. If I was a porn star, I'd shag 200 women a day. It's just absolutely deluded and disrespectful and full of shit, to be honest with you. That's my thoughts on that, unless you think anything different, Marcus.
No, mate.
It's just all about attention, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm totally with you. I think playing for Liverpool during his career, I think he's just saying that to rile up United fans. Surely he cannot truly believe what he's saying, because I don't think even if Zidane or Blanc come in, to be honest, when the ex-manager got the boot, I don't think we would have had this run of results, because they don't know. Well, LeBlanc does, obviously, but Zidane doesn't know the United way. He doesn't know the attacking style of United. So I think Ollie, what he's done, he's come in, he's got the DNA, of the club in him. He was there for 11, 12 years. He knows the club like the back of his hand. So fair play to Ollie for coming in and doing the job he's done. Obviously the Burnley result was not too disappointing for me, because of the last 8 minutes. We showed fight to come back in. I like the fact that Ollie was on the touchline, telling the players, keep your heads up, keep going. So yeah, I think Paul Ince is talking out of his arse there, to be pretty blunt, to be honest.
Fair play to him, because he's getting a lot of coverage for it. But to be honest with you, I think he's of the Chris Sutton Punditry world, and Robbie Savage used to be like it as well. I personally think they say stuff to get themselves more airtime. I don't think he even believes it.
This is it, isn't it? The more controversial you are, the more viral it goes. Yeah. So, I just think he's done it for a bit of attention, to be honest. He's not been in the news, not since... a few years back now, I think, but he comes out and says that, and obviously, it goes viral and people jump on it. So,
to be honest, it's not a bad formula. Talk an absolute load of shit, and you go viral. I mean, next thing we know, he'll be wearing big caps and having tattoos on his neck.
Well, this is it. Yeah. This is it.
SRB says, rather than 100 million for Koulibaly, I'd rather invest in the CDM spots. Defence exposed because Matic is slow and lethargic. Young is terrible. I needed to get that out. I'll tell you what, that's a very good point. We've spoken about a lot, Marcus, actually, so I don't want to go over old rope. But the one thing I would say about Leicester, whether it's Vardy, Maddison, Gray, Barnes, Ndidi or Mendy, they're all tenacious, quick players, and Matic isn't. And I think Matic has been great under Ollie, but I hope today isn't one of those days where we're going, this is the problem with Matic. We need to protect him today.
No, do you know what? I think that's why Herrera's come back in. I mean, obviously, I think he was vitally missed in the last game. So Herrera comes in. He does that. He's a true modern day workhorse. Similar. I don't really want to compare him to Kante, but work rate wise, he's been very similar since he's been under Ollie's guidance.
But he's not quick enough, though, is he?
No, he's not. But he just seems to be in the right position at the right time. When the major things are happening during the game, he's always there. He's always in front of the box, shielding the back four. He's in the midfield, getting his foot in. He's chasing down. He does everything, really, that Matic can't do. Matic seems to be the passer out from the back along with Pogba, whereas Herrera is the one that's in there like a bulldog, just tidying up and calming things down and everything. He seems to be a very, very focal point of the team in the engine room in that midfield, and I think he's done fantastically well. I really do. He's got a new lease of life under Ollie, and long may it continue.
Yeah, definitely. I think Herrera is absolutely essential to us. And I mean, the thing about Matic and his lack of pace is that Carrick didn't have loads of pace either. It's about positional sense, and he actually has got Carrick with him in the coaching staff. And I think the thing about Matic is, I think everyone's right, and I've been very critical of Matic, but there's nobody better in the squad to play that position than him, and he's a problem we need to solve in the summer. A bit like, and I don't want to be disrespectful and call him a problem actually, but we can't do anything about that till the summer. Marcus, I'm actually getting so excited, I'm just going to have to take a quick leak, so if you don't mind just
already
holding the... Yeah, I'm very excited about this one. It's a must win. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, all right, mate, go for it. So I'm not sure if Mark's done it yet, but score predictions, guys. What are we going? Andrew Ellis says it's 10 past 2 kickoff. It's actually 5 past 2, mate. So 5 minutes time. Active Dan says Matic is crap. He never wanted him. Sarah Dillon, I think. Sorry if I've mispronounced that. He says only one captain and Pogba. Matic is not a problem, says Big Daddy. Dalraj says 5 past 2 kickoff. Yep. Noah Velez. Oh, you're AJ. You're right. Matthew, how you doing? Noah Velez says 3-1 United. Old Careful. Foxes 3. Man United 1. Manchester United can win this game, says Hasanita Sedan. 3-1 says Joe F. Well, Joe, you didn't put 3-1 to who? 3-1 to who would be helpful. What channel is it on? So in the UK, it's on Sky Sports main event. I would assume it would be on what is it, like NBC? Is it out in America or something like that? But yeah, Sky Sports main event in the UK.
I'm back.
So, oh yeah, mate, all right.
Yeah, I'm going to get stuck with that thing again, where I might be on the wrong bloody channel.
Oh, okay.
I never know which is the quicker. If anyone knows, let me know which is the one that's slightly slower than the other on Sky, because I always seem to end up on the wrong one. Sky show the game on 2 channels, and one of them is about 7 seconds slower than the other. So,
well, I've got mine on main event.
And you think that's the one?
I think that's the one. That's the one that I'm always on. So,
all right.
I didn't even know they showed it on 2 channels.
Yeah, they do.
But you're on Virgin, aren't you? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm on Sky, so it'd be different.
Players are coming out anyway, because we're only about 5 minutes away from kickoff.
I like that jacket.
Yeah.
I do like that jacket. Very nice. But yeah, Leicester
It's not
going
to do any good in the summer, though. It's a bit of wasting money.
Yeah, but nice for the collection. Yeah, I do think Leicester, they're not going to be... I mean, they had a good result against Liverpool as well, you know. Really hard workman-like performance against Liverpool.
I'm still here, everyone. I've just gone invisible to check that I'm on the right channel, because I don't need to leave for that. But yeah, they had a very good result against Leicester. I mean, we've got to be careful. We've got to be careful today, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the one thing that Liverpool did that I noticed was they kept Jamie Vardy quiet for a majority of that game. He only had a couple of chances, but his couple of chances were out wide. So they did keep Vardy quite quiet. You know, defensively they were quite sound. Kasper Schmeichel pulled off some really good saves. So it's going to be a tough game for United, but I think both teams have got to get a result here, especially United. United need the 3 points down. You know, Chelsea winning yesterday, we've got to keep pace with them. We've got to keep up. So
that's part of the reason I don't want to do a watch along for Man City Arsenal today, actually, because it's like I don't want to be there sat live with egg on my face if Arsenal beat Man City or if we don't win today and we're still 6th. So I'm just going to watch it in my own sort of company today, and then obviously if we do end up above Arsenal tonight, I've got all the tweets ready. So yeah. But we're close to clear. I was on the wrong channel. It's main event. You want to watch it now?
Yeah. So
Adam Ryan says I'm being very ignorant to my co-host. We're more than co-hosts. He won't mind. Don't worry about it. He might be joining me in a management career anyway. There's discussions ongoing at the moment that the United Stand football team could be taking on more fixtures this year, and with Goldbridge, you know, moving getting a little bit older, might be taking up the management coat. And I need an assistant, and Marcus is trying to get the job. But are you willing to keep me well stocked with Costa coffees every 10 minutes?
I can do, mate. I can do, providing there's a Costa coffee near us.
Well, you can drive. You can always drive or get them delivered.
Well, worst comes to the worst, I'll bring a flask with me.
Will there be a show tonight, says Dale Roberts? I don't know, because it depends how long Flex takes to get the fan cams up, because it's not beyond the realms of possibility that the fan cams will still be coming up around that time. But we'll see. I'm happy to do a show tonight, but we'll see how it goes. Drawty wants the assistant job. Trouble is, Drawty, you've got to be able to leave your house to do that, and you're too much of a hermit. I can't have you Skyping along the side, so You can be the technical data man who sends me stuff, but we'll get George Kyle doing the commentary again. But we're very, very close to kick-off. We digress because we're excited, and Marcus is going 3-2 to United. I'm going 2-1 to United. Let us know what you're going for in the live comments. All I'm going to say, my last words before kick-off on the game, Marcus, and everybody at home, is going to be that whatever happens at full time, I'm not going to change my opinion that this is a must-win game for Manchester United. You don't get many opportunities to start getting yourself ingrained in that sort of top four. And we won't be fourth tonight, but with Chelsea playing Man City next week and us playing Fulham, we got to win and put that pressure on them today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'll go 2 points above Arsenal and then 2. Is it 2 behind Chelsea because they won yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, the pressure's on. And Leicester, they're not there for the taking. They are a good, well-organised team. They can play, I mean, they've always got a threat there with Vardy, but I think down our right-hand side, so Leicester's left, I think Chilwell is going to be key for Leicester. So I would hope that Lingard would track back like he has been doing in the last few games when he's started or come on as bench and we're off.
Well, it's interesting because the first thing that I've noticed there, and I don't think it'll be lost on anybody else, is that Sanchez has gone straight down the middle and Rashford's gone to the left, which I don't like, but you will get the better out of Pogba doing that. So,
I mean, you don't want Sanchez. You don't want Sanchez to interfere with Pogba down that left-hand side, do you?
No.
So, but already, Leicester looking for that ball over the top to Vardy.
Which is why Bay's very important today, because he has got that raw pace, whereas Phil Jones, when he breaks out into a sprint, he trips over.
Either that or he injures himself, doesn't he?
But poor ball out the back there, but we've won it back with Bay and now Pogba. And, Lingard is playing as a sort of false 10 as well, very central. So it's going to be interesting to see the dynamic. But Sanchez is out on the left now, so they've changed straight away already. So
there's going to be a lot of interchange between Rashford and Sanchez. I think Lingard is going to primarily stick out to that right hand side purely because of the threat that Chilwell brings down there. But
sorry, everybody, I've messed up with the timer here, so I'll get it going for you.
That's a pretty good header there, Sanchez into Rashford. It's good as well that Lukaku is on the bench. I was really fearful that he could have gone with near enough the same sort of team today as he did against Burnley. But Ashley Young could cover him, Bay.
We look a little bit, we're just given a dodgy cut. I mean, see, that's not good. This all comes from a Lingard bad pass, then bad communication between Bay and Young, and it ends up with Bay smacking it out for a corner from nearly the halfway line. It's bad communication. And I think Ashley Young's wrong there. He's pointing at Bay to go for it, and Bay's pointing at facing his own goal. Whereas Ashley Young kicks it, he's facing the Leicester goal. So that slow start. I agree, St Columbo, and we've given him a corner where they're good from. And Leicester do start slowly, so bit of a disappointing start there. We're nearly at 366,000 subscribers, by the way. So if you haven't subscribed, bottom right hand corner, we should go past it. Corner comes in.
Dangerous.
Tell you what, it was Ndidi as well.
Ndidi, yeah.
Keep your eyes on Ndidi today, everyone. I mean, he's a player that I've spoken about, a few of us have spoken about, playing in that CDM role, and he got up well there. I didn't really realise he was that tall. Gets over Lindelof and Bailly. I mean, that's their CDM.
Yeah, definitely. And Pogba was there at the back as well. I'm not sure which man he ran off then, but
it's a scrappy
they've got to keep an eye on that.
This is very scrappy start.
They got to wake up. I mean, Herrera's pushing. I think Herrera's the furthest man forward there. That's what I like about him. He chases it down, even when he knows it's a lost cause. Interception, no, throw. But United, first 3 minutes, look a little bit nervy at the back, but I fancy us to come good. I really would.
Well, it's Leicester normally start badly, and it's United. We're only 3 minutes in, but I mean, Leicester do well. Lots of space here for Ashley Young to move into. Where's his runners?
Well, Pogba's free on the left there. He's looking for Sanchez. United throw.
Need a big game from Lingard today as well. I mean, I like Lingard, but he can be as inconsistent as anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, he's had. I think this season he's been pretty decent. I think, to be fair to him, it's just a shame that the last few games he's been on the bench and not really started the matches. But Matic coming through, Luke Shaw, Pogba's free in the middle. If he can get there,
it's a decent cross.
Rashford.
Wow, it should be 1-0 Man United. That cross from Luke Shaw was absolutely sublime. Sit down, Rance. Yeah, apparently Luke Shaw can't cross.
What a ball that was, Rashford.
Bloody hell.
That's not even on target.
It's a sitter from Rashford. And Rashford misses another sitter.
Schmeichel, absolutely nowhere. I mean, if that's a couple inches lower, that's 1-0. But a great chance for United to go 1-0 up there.
Absolutely. That's one of the crosses of the season, that is. And I'm not saying it because I love Luke Shaw, but it was absolutely. I mean, I can't talk about how good that cross is anymore, because Evans and Maguire are absolutely elite in the air. It's their thing. So to take them out of the game and put it on Rashford's head like that, the cross was just absolutely superb. And I'm sort of not being critical of Rashford because I was so impressed with the cross. It was absolutely amazing. And maybe Rashford was surprised, but he's got to score that. But the cross was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, he's free there at the back post. And I don't know, did he just take his eye off it?
Well, he tends to close his eyes, doesn't he, Rashford?
Yeah, maybe if he kept them open like you, but he would have scored it. But a great chance for United. But Chilwell looking quite comfortable down that side against Lingard at the moment. Lingard's got to do a bit better, pushing back.
Well, he missed one against Burnley, didn't he, as well? I mean, we all love Marcus Rashford, and quite rightly, I don't think anyone wants to criticise him because he is the future and he is the right number 9. But to be honest with you, I think if he'd scored that chance against Burnley, we would have gone on to miss it. And as Adam Wine says, Rashford two sitters, 2 games. And if we went on to lose this game again, we'd be like, oh, Rashford's missed that big chance. So, look, he's a young lad. He's going to miss chances. That's all I can say. And I don't hold him responsible. But I can agree with people saying he's had a good couple of chances at the start of the last 2 games. And, you know, you'd expect most strikers to score them. Yeah,
definitely. We got a free kick here from the right-hand side.
See, I don't think we'll cause them many problems from crosses, which is why I liked the Luke Shaw one so much. But that one's to the edge of the box. Herrera with a little touch.
Lindelof free on the left.
Spins it in. And a corner. So United have got back into the game quite well after a sluggish first 3 minutes. Say what you want about Lukaku, he'd score that, says Ryan FTW. No. Let's beat these cheese and onion Walker crisps, says Red Baron. I love it. I'm going to use that. If we score. But Pogba's in. Good save by Schmeichel with his feet and into his hands. United have gone up a gear in the last 3 minutes. It's it's exactly the sort of game I thought it was going to be, Marcus. Very, very energetic and fast.
Yes, this is what I want to see from Lingard. Chasing back, Chilwell down the left. Vardy's got it. Bay's out there to cover. Ball across.
Ooh, and then De Gea's on it. It's end to end. It's end to end. It's like a bisexual porn star. It's on.
I mean, the super chat there saying about Lukaku, I'll tell you one man who would have buried that, and that would have been Marouane.
Yeah, he probably would have done. But no, I think Lukaku might have scored it, but I think it's unfair to say Lukaku scores all his chances. Herrera, was he pulled back there?
I thought he was pulled back on the left arm.
See, Herrera never gets penalties because everyone thinks he dives. It's a good game, though. I think there's going to be goals in this. I know we always get that wrong when we say it, but it's a good bit of play, says Sophie. Big shout out to all our moderators tonight as well. This afternoon, sorry. Love it already, says Xavier Daniels. I think both teams are playing their part. I think we're going to get a good game, which is good.
Yes, this is a good test for United, you know. I know I might sound stupid saying this, but I think this is more of a test for United than Liverpool at home, to be honest. I think when you're at home, you've got the home advantage. You've got the crowd on your side. So I think this one is a much more stiffer test for United in this month.
Luke Skywalker makes a good point about Sanchez saying he needs to speed up. I mean, I think that's one of the things that's I've noticed a lot with Alexis Sanchez in a United shirt. He does slow the game down. He wants to come back on his right foot all the time. Needs to get it out his feet a lot more. Lovely ball. Rashford. He can't miss that. He doesn't miss that. 1-0. 1-0. Manchester United 1. Cheese and onion. Walker's crisps 0. Snack on that. Rashford gets the second chance in the first 2 minutes. Sit down, Rashford haters. Yes, he missed a chance a couple of minutes ago, but he didn't miss the second one. He couldn't miss that one, Marcus. It's back of the net, and it's lube football again. We wanted some lube. Pogba's got it, because it's a bad pass out the back from Leicester. Pereira from Leicester. But Pogba's pass is sexy, and Rashford's finish, well, he finishes inside. He don't miss. He shoots. He scores. It's 1-0. Lovely stuff.
I've got to say, that is something there you'll never see Lukaku do. The first touch by Rashford to bring that ball down right into his path is phenomenal. And the pass by Pogba, what a touch that is by Rashford to bring that ball down. And the vision of Pogba there to play that ball over the top, sensational. Absolutely sensational. And a fantastic goal by Rashford. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, well, that's the flip side of the coin there, isn't it? Because people go, oh, Lukaku would have scored the header. Lukaku wouldn't have scored that. That ball to Pogba, the touch, would have been up and over the Walker Stadium like a bloody balloon, you know.
The first touch would have, Lukaku, when he has that first touch, you don't know whether it's going on his left foot, on his right foot. You don't know where it's going to go at the stadium. But Rashford there, what a touch to bring that ball down.
And this is why you've got to be patient with Rashford. Yes, he's going to miss chances, but he's a young kid. But the goals that he can score, that's why he's our number 9. Because Lukaku doesn't score that goal. He might score the first one, he doesn't score the second one. And his movement that he's got, he hasn't got that. And I'm so pleased that he's got a chance so quickly after a bad miss, because that will get his confidence up. And we've got the lead now. That's what it's on about. Only possible because of Sanchez pressure, says Chris Trans. I think you're Tisan Tifas. I think you're clutching at straws there, saying that Sanchez's pressure. I mean, any left winger should be putting that pressure in. But he played his part. But to be honest with you, it's the finish in the pass. They're brilliant. Ollie bought lube to the club, says Luca. Leicester there to be had like toast on butter, says Sabanak. Well, we need to get the second goal now. Because it has been end-to-end, hasn't it, Marcus? It's been a really good start to the game from both sides. And there's chances to be had. So need to go and get the second goal now, because I think there's going to be goals in this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Leicester had that half chance on the corner in the opening 2 or 3 minutes. Rashford obviously missed the header, and then he's made amends with an absolute fantastic finish. And United now look like they're going for the jugular now. Lingard's gone to the left. Sanchez is going through the middle. Rashford's out right. So there is a lot of interchange between the front three.
Well, Sharath Kamath Fitness just said that. I love the interchange in between the front three. And, that'll help Sanchez. It'll also
Lingard
help...
on a run.
Oh, I tell you what, if he'd found a way in there, it would have been a cracking goal. But United are pushing and pushing here. It's that Martial obviously can come into this team and he can interchange. I don't think Lukaku can interchange as much. But now Leicester are on the attack.
Leicester on attack. Lindelof's got to stand him up there, run him out.
Oh, no, they've kept it in. I'll tell you what, it's not over. Well, it's clearly not over. We're only 10 minutes in, but it's a good, fast game. And United, I know, I'd like to see us get 2 or 3 and get this game comfortable.
Yeah, I would, especially in the first half as well. You want to go in at half time with your tails up, don't you? Come out in the second half and just see the game out. But Leicester, they're not been phased by that goal. They're still sticking to the game plan.
I like what Lewis Findlay said there about Luke Shaw as well. I was actually going to mention him. The running he's doing backwards and forwards down that left-hand side. I just don't get why some United fans don't rate Luke Shaw. I think he's got the lot. He's got the physicality, he's got the pace, he's got a good left foot, he can cross, he can work on it, but he can cross. And I really like him. See, Lingard should be beating Johnny Evans to the ball there.
He should do, yeah. I was just going to say...
Lingard's not that quick, though. A lot of people think he's quick. He's not that quick, really.
I think that's the game plan for United today. But try and beat the centre-backs for pace. They're not, obviously... I know Rashford's had the chance with the header, but the majority of the time, they're not going to out-jump Maguire or Evans. So, Rashford... Yeah.
Abel Leon says, what do you think of the Rashford to Madrid rumours? I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening at all. No, it might happen in a few years' time, but I see Rashford breaking Rooney's goal record. That's what I want to see happening.
I'll tell you what, the guy's having an absolutely fantastic six weeks at the minute, and this is his 100th appearance for United as well today.
Yeah.
He was the player of the month as well. So he's having a fantastic time under Ollie. All these players are enjoying their football, and when you enjoy your football, you can win the games. And we're seeing that at the minute. I mean, Ollie's done absolute wonders in charge at the minute. Absolutely fantastic. I mean,
Leicester on the attack here. They find Vardy in the box. Very lucky. This should be 1-1. What a tackle that is. I think it's either Luke Shaw or Bailly. Wonderful tackle because they got very lucky. Maddison ended up 1-on-1. All you people having a go at Luke Shaw in the live comments, you're making yourself look really stupid because he's just kept this game 1-0. What a tackle. What a goal-saving tackle by Luke Shaw.
If that tackle doesn't come in, it's 1-1. Leicester corner on the far left. But the good thing about that there was, as soon as Luke Shaw put in that tackle, Bailly was behind him, putting in another tackle as well. So
yeah, to be honest with you, Leicester would have been very lucky to get a goal there because they just got a bit fortuitous in the build-up play. And Luke Shaw with a great tackle, but it is a corner, and they're good from corners, and they've won it again, but it's over the bar. But it was a cracking tackle by Luke Shaw, and he's already put in a world-class cross as well. So he's on his game today. United look on their game today, and I think we're going to have to be. No, I'm not taking anything away from Leicester. And to be honest with you, Maddison's down, and this could be it could be an even better tackle from Luke Shaw because it was a fair tackle, and Maddison is now down, and he's their string puller. But it's a cracking tackle by Luke Shaw.
I think that's a combination of Bailly. Luke Shaw obviously gets a deflection on the ball. Get it out for the corner, but the tackle on Maddison, it's almost like he was took out twice there by Bailly and Luke Shaw. Rashford's down as well.
Oh, and Hydra says Luke Shaw or Andrew Robertson at the moment. Andrew Robertson's definitely better, but oh no, we don't want to see this. Who's this? Is this Rashford?
Yeah, it's Rashford down. Got a problem with his left ankle. I think he'll be all right.
Mike Dean, the ref. See, this is the problem with United. You don't want to see that sort of thing happening.
Seen Solskjaer come out there having a word.
The thing about that Luke Shaw tackle, though, you're right, Marcus. It wasn't a clean tackle, wasn't it? He couldn't get there quick enough because they got so lucky. He couldn't get there quick enough to do it. So he had to be a little bit late with it. But he still got there enough to get enough on the ball to send it over the bar.
Yeah, it's just like chucking your body in front of the ball, isn't it? You just try and get any sort of block on the ball at all. But yeah, I mean, him and Bailly were absolutely fantastic there. Fantastic. A goal kick. So United have picked it up in the midfield, out to Luke Shaw. Do you know what? We're using this left-hand side an awful lot. I've not seen hardly anything come down the right. Ashley Young's obviously delivered the free kick.
Marcus, just be careful with the moderators. I've just seen Ryan Carroll got hidden on the account for saying De Gea would have saved it. I think people are accidentally blocking some people, so we just need to be a little bit careful, moderators, because I'm checking some of the people who are being removed. Some of them need to be removed, but some people are getting blocked and they haven't done anything wrong, so just be very careful. Who are you blocking? Ryan Carroll. You're lucky I spotted that, because otherwise you'd have been gone. Anyway, Marcus will sort that out.
Yep, I'll sort it out.
Eating my words from last week. Shaw is good today, says Ryan FTW. I thought Luke Shaw was fantastic against Arsenal. I thought he was very good against. He's had a good few games recently. I think people are unfair to him. I'll keep telling rants. I'll get on with rants, but I think he's unfair about Shaw. And Shaw's been very good today. I think he's been good for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. So I think I think that goes for all the players. Not just Luke Shaw. I think the one surprise for me, who's really come out of his shell and has started to play like we know he can play, is Lindelof. I think he's been absolutely immense.
I'm a bit worried about Rashford at the moment, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he's not moving too freely,
he's struggling a little bit.
So, I mean, Maddison as well, he's still limping. I think Rashford should be all right to come through this.
The thing is, if there's any risk to Rashford, take him off, because we're not playing again till Saturday. So, and then I think we've got PSG on the Tuesday, haven't we? So
yeah, got a good run of fixtures coming up as from next week.
Pogba looks good again.
Yeah, I mean Pogba's getting quite a bit of freedom on that left hand side.
Matic. Oh no, it's not quite worked.
Well, Ashley Young's got it.
Well, the game slowed down because of the injuries a bit, but we need to just up that tempo a bit again, because I think another goal, and I wouldn't say it's over, but there we go, a bit of room for Pogba on the left. Oh no, you got that wrong. And
Herrera nearly nicked it off him then.
I don't know whether it'll be a yellow card for Lingard there. He seemed a little bit unlucky, but I think Mike Dean will book him. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think he actually tripped over his own feet there.
Yeah, I think Lingard was just a bit unlucky there. He's chasing Maddison and he catches his back leg. I mean, that's something we never talk about, is it? You know, red cards and how they can change a game. I mean, we don't want one of those today. Yeah, to be fair, it is a yellow card, but I think it's just more bad luck from Lingard than being deliberate. They just catch each other's foot. So yellow card for Lingard, unnecessary, says John Sherrell. Well, if he did it on purpose, it was stupid, but I think it was just a bit of bad luck.
Well, you know, Pogba's done really well on this left-hand side, really well.
Well, United are coming forward again here with Matic.
Matic,
he's looking for a pass, forward. And he's got Lingard, but Chilwell read it. So that's the Lingard isn't that quick. Chilwell was all over him there.
But a great pass by Matic to spot the run of Lingard there. I mean, you don't really see those balls often enough from Matic.
I'll tell you what, though, fair play to Sanchez, what we were talking about before. He's clearly being told to hog the touchline when he's on the left, and that is really working for us, because if he hadn't been hogging the touchline, the goal comes from Pogba stepping into that area that Sanchez likes to occupy, and Sanchez was pressing down the left. So that is that is something that Ollie's obviously told him to do, and it works. Yeah,
definitely. Leicester coming forward again down the left hand side.
Harry Maguire on a run. Ashley Young, it's a good run. He's done all the way down to left back.
Yeah, let's not forget we were linked to him as well in the summer. You know, 60, 70 million pound.
If people go back to the videos, I wasn't opposed to us getting Harry Maguire, because I knew he'd be better than Jones and Smalling. And there was obviously question marks about Lindelof then. I mean, we're fortunate in some ways that Lindelof's actually started to do his potential, really, because otherwise I think we'd have been looking for two centre-backs, but hopefully Bay and him can now start between now and the end of the season to give us a centre-back solution. There's Leicester again.
Ashley Young's reckless down that right-hand side, but thankfully the cross was overhit. Luke Shaw's got to get out quick. Good save to her. Simple catch. I thought that went out for a goal kick there, but it's gone for a goal kick.
Yeah, they, like every team seems to just go at us down that Ashley Young side. Guess who? 5905 says Rashford doesn't look right. Oh, I'm getting fed up of these dicks. Well done, Soph. Top work. I suppose it's going to get more and more.
Any links in the chat? Just dispose of, please, guys. United again. I mean, Matic is really looking like a decent CDM at the minute.
Yeah.
He's done very well last 6 weeks.
I think Matic and Pogba benefit massively, and it amazes me that Mourinho, because when we signed Matic, everyone said, well, that's it, Matic, Herrera, Pogba. And then he hardly ever picked Herrera and think until the April. Most of the season had gone, but I think Herrera gives Matic and Pogba so much more to their game. And I think, we've definitely seen that. Pogba, again, really strong. In possession. Here's Luke Shaw. Little dink.
He's having a great game, Pogba. Great game.
Keep it in.
Good switch there by Sanchez out to the right. Ashley Young looking for a runner, but nothing's available. We'll have to go back.
Keep the ball.
That's good. Yeah, it's good patience by United. They're not trying to force their way through. Go on, Luke, that's yours. Nice goal kick, yeah. But yeah, United, a lot of patience that's being shown in the final third. They're not rushing. They're taking their time, picking their passes. it's worked so far.
Andy Ramos says that Mata doesn't fit Ollie's system. No, he's too slow. I mean, you think about, even Leicester today, Chilwell bombing on. Mata's just going to be on the halfway line when Chilwell's in our penalty box. It's just he's not quick enough. Everyone in that team's got an intensity to them. Apart, the only one who hasn't is Matic, and his role isn't to do that. His role is to sit and press every now and again. But Herrera, Pogba, Lingard, Sanchez, Rashford, they're not going to give the opposition a minute, whereas Mata just can't do that.
Great ball out from Lindelof there, but Rashford was offside.
Michael Jones says Herrera's not given enough credit. I think Herrera gets the credit he deserves on this. Everyone in this community over the last 2, 3, 4 weeks, I think Herrera's been getting loads of credit. The game has slowed down a bit, Craig. Yeah, you'd expect that though. I mean, it was a very frenetic first 10-15 minutes, and I don't think it causes us any problems if it slows down a little bit.
No. I mean, United have been quite compact through the centre of the pitch. I mean, Leicester have had to work down the wings. They've had to work quite hard down the left-hand side, but the right-hand side is coming pretty easy to them. Ashley Young is being outnumbered again down that side, so they're not really targeting Luke Shaw. So Herrera's in, and shot saved by De Gea.
Well, the Dillinger Compound says that man of the match for me so far is Luke Shaw. Chris Tansvius says Luke Shaw is the kind of long-term and consistent player our team needs. He gives 100% every game. And good start to the match, says True Shells. And what do you think about the PSG game, Alex says? To be honest with you, mate, all I'm thinking about is this one, because I think 3 points today for United are going to be symbolic of our season. A draw or a loss, I think, really makes it difficult for us to get top 4. Of course, it's not impossible, but knowing that if we win today, we're going to go above Arsenal, and that's one of the teams we need to get rid of, is very important. And that's a really good defensive header there, I think, by Eric Bailly.
Eric Bailly, yeah.
Well, it's a good cross.
Fantastic ball in from the right-hand side. Luke Shaw maybe should have closed it down a little bit quicker, but Bailly spotted the danger and headed it straight out for a throw-in, so good defending.
Yeah, we're going to have to defend a bit in this game. There are no slouches Leicester at all. And again, they're getting in down that side. And I don't know whose man that is. Well, that's Ricardo Pereira getting the crosses in. So you've got to say, where's Sanchez and why is Pogba tracking him back? And I suppose that's the downside of interchangeability, isn't it? Because you're going to get... are you going to track your fullbacks if you've interchanged? I mean, Sanchez seems to drop in, and Pogba's the man who's got to watch Pereira, which is a bit weird.
Yeah. I mean, Gray fancies his chances out there against Ashley Young.
Yeah. Which
is a cause for concern.
He's just caught one in the face here.
Yeah. But again, get it away with any part of your body. I mean, that's a hell of a hit and a hell of a header out by Bay, to be honest. Fair play to him. But fantastic 26 minutes. Bay looks like he's all right. Just compose yourself, mate. Take your time. I think the centre backs, the back four, have been really well so far, apart from Ashley Young being skinned on that right hand side.
Well, it's every game, isn't it? I was just putting a tweet out about that. It's every single game that teams are exploiting Ashley Young. Bay will be all right. He just smacked him in the face. What does Rance have against Shaw? His quality, says Skankface. Look, I ain't going to call Rance out. I really like Rance. He's top bloke, and like everyone in the community, and everyone has weird opinions. I don't get it with Luke Shaw, I've had this conversation with him. I've told him, I put a bet on with him. I said Luke Shaw will be our left back for the next 3 years. I think he has got to improve. I agree, but I don't see a problem with him at all. Lee Ballingham says home from work, missed a bloody goal. Happy, sad. Be happy, Lee. It could have been 2. I mean, Marcus Rashford did miss a sitter 2 minutes before that, but he took the next one very, very well. So the game's gone into itself a little bit at the moment. I think that's a good thing for United, but we probably could just be a little bit more assertive, Marcus, to be fair, because it's a lot of ball for Leicester at the moment. And again, down that left-hand side.
Yeah, I mean, Grace,
he's messed himself up there. It's a goal kick.
Yeah.
Red Baron, who is this ref? Seems like a plonker. Looks like he's on Strictly Come Dancing. You're spot on, he is a plonker. It's Mike Dean.
I mean, the argument today is, should Delo be playing out on that right hand side? Would he make a difference? I think he make a hell of a difference going forward, but defensively, I'm not so sure. Ashley Young, though, it's fantastic. Isn't it? I love the takedown by Rashford. Absolutely.
They make it look so easy, but actually, it's just perfection. The ball, the takedown. I mean, that first touch from Rashford is magnetic. I mean, and as I said, I joked before, but if that's Lukaku, it ain't magnetic. It's going up out the Walker Stadium like a balloon, and that's the difference at the highest level. No chance Lukaku would score that Rashford goal, says Matthew West. Spot on. I think you're absolutely spot on.
Sanchez has done okay down his left-hand side, but still needs to... Well, he's done well there. Not really been involved too much going forward. Or Rashford chase it down. And United get it back. Lindelof's on the ball. Pogba again. There's not really many runners off the ball when Pogba's got it. He's looking for that ball over the top to spread it wide or something. You're not seeing Ashley Young get down that side very often. Pogba's picked it up here in the midfield, looking to go forward. 1-2 with Rashford. Come on, Ashley, you should be overlapping. There you go. Ball in. Oh. Ashley Young's crossing has been very poor so far, I think.
A contribution here from Michael Van Gerwen. He says, I love Bay, but I feel like Mourinho took his composure out of him and unsettled him. I have full confidence in him that he will come back better than before. What he needs, you're right, what he needs is games. He needs games and consistency and confidence, and he's only going to get that with games. So I'm praying that he has a good game today, because if he has a good game, I can't see him being pulled out of the team.
Yeah, I think every player at the minute, they're getting their chances, but obviously some of them are not taking their chances. So I think with our centre-back pairing of Bay and Lindelof, the more games they play together, obviously the better it is for us and better for the team.
Atang's just made a good point. He said Sanchez is starting to drift in and take up Pogba's space. I've noticed that myself. Pogba seems to be playing more wider than Sanchez at times. This is why I don't like Sanchez on the left. I'd love to see Sanchez just play off the right. I don't know why we don't do it. Because actually, I don't think Lingard suits the right-hand side. I think he suits better inside. Ashley Young's weak. If you put Sanchez on the left, on the right, you've got somebody who's going to work back. That's a nasty tackle by Vardy. It's got to be a yellow.
Right there, yeah.
It is a yellow. 100%. Frustration tackle from Vardy the Chav.
Well, he's not seen much of the ball.
Oh, I tell you what.
Oh, that could have been a red.
That should be a bloody red. It's a ridiculous tackle.
Nowhere near the ball.
No, he did pull his foot out at the end. It's one of them in slow-mo that made it look better.
Nowhere near the ball. But United go again. So I think that's just frustration from Vardy. He's not seen a lot of the ball in the last 10 minutes. He's not really had a chance on goal. I think apart from Maddison's weak shot straight at De Gea.
Herrera saw it. Lovely ball to Lingard. He's let that go too far.
Just pushed him a little far wide.
And again, Herrera, you can whip them. Oh. Lucky.
United's crossing from the right-hand side has been poor so far. Salesworth. Gone.
Somebody was just saying, are United pushing for a second or happy with the one? I think we're being a bit conservative, but there's certainly intent when we get the ball. Still 15 minutes till half time, so the next goal's key in this game. If you feel if Leicester get it, then their tails will go up. If we get it, then we're in a very strong position. So, United want to attack. That's the philosophy under Ollie. So
yeah. I mean, Leicester are obviously going to try and hit us on the counter attack and use the pace of Gray and Vardy. But so far, De Gea's not really had anything of any major concern at him at the minute. They've got to the byline a few times, cut the ball across, but De Gea's been quite comfortable at the minute.
Leicester, actually, I saw a statistic before that Leicester have got the most points from losing positions than any team in the Premier League, so we've got to be careful about that.
But do you know what? I'll be quite comfortable with Bailey and Lindelof to see that out if it stayed like this with the last 10 minutes. Carl Lindelof got to deal with that.
Yeah, he's in a bit of a problem here.
Yeah.
Well done.
That's all right. He's got it wide. Luke Shaw should be pressure in there. Good interception by Matic.
You see, what I don't like there is that ball goes out from Lindelof and Ricardo Pereira's there. Where is fucking Sanchez?
Yeah. What a clearance that was by Bay. If Lingard can get it, but unlucky.
Yeah, Lingard just hasn't got the pace. See, this is the press.
He's pulled up, Lingard.
Oh, shit.
I think he's pulled his hamstring. Either that or it's a groin strain. He's limping.
Well, I don't think he'd bring Martial on for Lingard at this early stage. I think we'd see Lukaku, so that would worry me a little bit.
But he's not made the change. Where is he? Oh, he's jogging back. He's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, if he'd done anything bad, he wouldn't be doing that.
So the way he pulled up then, as Schmeichel kicked the ball out, looked like he pulled his hamstring.
We need Leon Bailey. He was great against Bayern, says Richie Root. I think we will be looking at a right-sided player in the summer, 100%. I mean, being linked to Bergwijn, it just shows you that the club are interested in that sort of player. A little bit scrappy at the moment.
Yeah. United losing out on the 50-50s.
Oh no, what an interception by
Bailey.
Bailey that was. Superb again. Slipped ball to get Vardy through one-on-one, the sort of ball he loves. Vardy gives a thumbs up because he loves that ball. And Bay's pace and recovery was there because Lindelof wasn't going to get it. I'd like to see that again as well.
Yeah.
United just inviting a little bit too much pressure for my liking at the moment.
They've not really got an out ball at the minute. I think Lingard's dropped in to the midfield now. I wouldn't be surprised to see Lingard come off actually at half time. He doesn't look right. Hold on.
4 top signings and will be challenging again, says Alec Martin. Yeah, well, this is where all eyes are going to be on the board in the summer. No matter where we finish, we need to spend money, whether that's in the Emmerdale Cup or the Champions League. So, yeah, I agree. We probably need 3, maybe 4.
Yeah. I think definitely need some width on that right-hand side. Definitely. I think Lingard's okay for the time being.
See, this is better from Sanchez. He's actually tracking Pereira back there, so he's got to come inside.
See, Herrera should be pushing out a bit, try and close it, and there it is again.
See, who's picking up their fullbacks? It's another corner. We're not tracking the fullbacks. That's the problem.
But Chilwell has been the danger man all this half so far. Everything is going out on that left-hand side, Ashley Young side. Really need to get a hold on that side. Ashley Young's being left there sometimes 2, 3 against 1.
Well, it's another corner, and we've given them a lot of corners, and this is where they're going to be a threat from set pieces. It's a good cross. Oh, that would have been a goal. It's a foul. Maguire gets up, and I think he gets done for a foul because it wasn't going. It was going in, but there was a United player in the way. But Maguire gets done for a foul. I don't know why.
I don't know why. Yeah, didn't seem to be much in that. Oh, he's good.
He's put an arm on Bay, but it wasn't going in anyway. But it was a bit soft. Shout out to Reece Blundy, bro, says Cody Green. But they're coming down that side again.
Yeah.
Ashley Young as well, but gives up another bloody corner. It's not a good tackle if you give a corner, you bloody idiot. Get your foot round it and give a frigging throw in. He looks absolutely knackered, Young as well. How can he want another contract at United? He's 34 in the summer. He's absolutely knackered. Yeah. We are doing what Liverpool and City did when they got early goals, and that might bite us in the back, says Grace. Yeah, Leicester are on top at the moment. Maguire's a major threat as well. Who was that? Johnny Evans. I tell you what, they've had 4 corners and they've won every one. Yeah. So if that's not a warning,
yeah, definitely.
Leicester have won every corner. By Memphis Depay back for the right wing, says Pradney Waddle. Does he track back? We need. I tell you what, Chilwell and Pereira are putting in a lot of crosses, and that's down to Sanchez and Lingard. And I don't know whether they're interchanging too much, but you've got to put the defensive work in away from home. And Leicester have won every bloody corner they've had.
And that's the height advantage that they've got. You know, we know they're going to be dangerous at set pieces. There's going to be a heavy reliance on them for them. So United should be well drilled in that. Ollie should have told them, like, you know, don't give away cheap corners, don't give away cheap free kicks.
Luke Skywalker says it pains me to see Ashley Young. Well, United have got the ball here at the moment. We're not moving the ball quick enough in the final third at the moment either.
See, now we got Sanchez through the middle, Rashford and Lingard out on the left-hand side. There's no one on the right. Whoever should be out on that right-hand side should just stick out there for the time being, just to close out the half.
Yeah, John Gitsu says United are winning this, but to be honest with you, at the moment, Leicester are having a good spell, and I don't know what. It must be a tactical switch because Leicester are getting on top at the moment. I think United probably need to switch themselves a little bit. United need to get rid of Sanchez or take a new role, says Abel Leon. But here we go. Ashley Young overhits the pass. Come on!
Ball.
You're crap at the back. You're an ex-bloody winger. Start sorting yourself out in the final third, Young. This is the 2 games in a row he's been absolutely terrible going forward. Does the hard work there. Yeah. And the pass is terrible.
Lingard's 2 yards away from him. Poor pass by Ashley. Very poor.
Look, I don't mind. If Young's doing things going forward, it compensates for him the fact that he's not a fullback, but his final ball and delivery has been shocking the last couple of games. Why he's got that captain's armband around him, I do not know. Get that bloody pigeon off the pitch as well. It's doing my head in.
Did you see that black cat yesterday? Goodison.
Yeah.
Leicester again coming down that right hand side, ball over hit safely into De Gea. So I just want to see this out now to half time. Just slow
5 minutes to half time.
Great throw, De Gea out to Luke Shaw.
Very clever, yeah. See Sanchez slowing it down again and then saying get your hands up. You're the one slowing it down. You just bloody stopped it, passed it backwards. Wandering in again. Look at the telly now. Look at where Pogba is. Look at where Sanchez is. Pogba can't go forward because Sanchez has wandered into his area.
Yeah.
And that's a poor ball by
Pogba. Poor pass. Yeah. Hollywood pass by Pogba there.
But that's all Pogba can do because he can't get forward. Andrew Rossi says now that we're playing better, players like Young who have been under the radar are going to start standing out. It's a very good point by Andrew. Very, very good point. Why can't Ollie just play Delo? Young is so confusing, says Pradnia Wadki. I don't know about Delo. I don't know whether he's ready. That's good play, that is. Matic is going to get booked. Again, that's a stupid yellow card by Matic. Didn't need to do it. Lindelof was there on the cover. You put yourself in a position now. It was stupid by Matic. If people think Lingard's yellow card was stupid, well, that was stupid by Matic. He doesn't need to make that tackle. There's a cover from Lindelof. He doesn't need to do that. Silly yellow card.
Yeah.
See, I agree with you. I disagree with you, Kay. Kay says Matic taking one for the team. That's not taking one for the team. We've got someone on the cover. Didn't need to do it. There wasn't a load of threat.
Yeah, I agree with the comment there. I think that's one for the team, mate, that one.
No, it's not. One for the team is like stopping a certain goal or something like that. That wasn't a threatful position. He's just lazy. T Ballard says Sanchez can't play facing goal, slows the game down. And again, it gives them an opportunity to whip across into the box, which they haven't done. Oh, terrible that was. Appearance. And it's wide.
Well, they're starting to have a couple of shots at goal now.
They're on top at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's still nothing really troubling De Gea, but they're in the ascendancy at the minute. Poor effort by Barnes, to be fair to him, but you ain't going to beat De Gea from there, mate. But I mean, United, they just want to get to half time, regroup, get Ollie in there, just tell them to calm things down because they seem to be rushing at the minute. There's no need for them to rush. They've got to sort out Sanchez and Lingard on the flanks. I would hope to see Martial come on, but I mean, if you bring him on for Lingard, because Lingard's on the yellow, you ain't going to see Sanchez go out to the right hand side, are you? So,
no.
And to be honest, I don't think Martial would go out on the right-hand side either. So
I'm not a big fan of Sanchez in the United team, and I'm just looking at his movement now. We're going down the left-hand side. Where the hell is Sanchez? Oh, he's in the... Where is Sanchez at the moment? Like, we've got the ball on the left.
Middle.
See, Pogba's virtually the left winger ahead of Shaw. This is why Shaw's having to turn round all the time. Where is Sanchez? Maybe he's drifted to the left now, but he certainly wasn't there a minute ago, and we end up having to pass backwards because he's all over the bloody... He thinks he's playing for Arsenal. He thinks he's the star man. Oh, I can go where I bloody well like. Get on the left-hand side and stick on the left-hand side. You see, he's gone back there now, but he wasn't there a minute ago when we had the ball on the left. Ooh, ref says no.
I thought that was a great tackle, to be honest. But
he wasn't going to give it, was he? I thought the ref wasn't going to give it. I think he was pointing at the... Mendy on Herrera there, yellow card.
Oh,
again, I think it's right. I think it's a yellow, not a red. He goes to kick the ball. Well, stood show at the end.
Yeah, I thought he got the ball, to be honest, but let's have a look. He did get the ball.
Stood showing though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the follow through, isn't it? On him, but
could have been a red. Could have been a red. I'd agree with the yellow, but it could have been a red. Mendy booked for them then. So we've had a few bookings in this game. 2 for Leicester, 2 for United. Which shows you it's a bit of a... It matters.
Look at that, look. Poor.
Good win ahead of there, Bruce Sanchez, though. Now just stick to the left. Look at him again. He's right ahead of Pogba. Get on the bloody left. He wanders out inside. Then he has to run back to the left. He can't help himself. Stick to the bloody left.
You notice, though, how Pogba's game
Here we go. Rashford. Oh, good shot. And Schmeichel gets down and smothers it.
Yeah. In the last 10-15 minutes, Pogba's game has suffered because Sanchez keeps on cutting in front of him.
He's been very quiet, Pogba, actually. Very quiet this half.
I mean, Luke Shaw as well, as you said earlier. He keeps having to turn back. But 3 minutes added on.
Yeah, important to get to half-time now for United. I mean, it's a good half. We're away from home. We're 1-0 up. The first 10-15 minutes looked like it was going to be a goal fest, but it slowed down a little bit. And I think United have become... Well, I can't remember the last chance we had, actually. We've not really done anything in the last half an hour, have we?
No, I mean, apart from Rashford's shot just then.
It's a shame because Pogba's game has definitely suffered. I thought Luke Shaw's willing to get on down that left-hand side, but if he's got no one to combine with, he can't get forward. And again, where's Sanchez? Where is he on the pitch there?
Cannot see him at all.
I don't think the lad knows what he's bloody doing. I don't know where he is. Oh, there he is. He's now playing as a right-sided centre midfielder.
Well, look at the spaces down here for Gray. Thankfully, Luke Shaw intercepted there.
I think there's something in Sanchez's contract that he's got to play left-hand side, but he clearly doesn't even know how to play left-hand side. He's such a hard player. I mean, I like my tactics, but he's such a hard player to understand what he's doing. He just seems to cause chaos. He makes Luke Shaw's job doubly hard because he's got Pereira unmarked loads of the time.
Chilwell again down that side. Ashley Young, he's at sea at the minute, Ashley Young.
Right, United on the break here. Nicely into Pogba, into Sanchez. Now show us what you're all about on the attack. There's a pass there, misses it. Wow. King Al. I could see the thread of that pass for Sanchez as well. You could see it from where we are. He's just got to get it in the gap, and he doesn't. Matic has got to be careful on a yellow as well. Yeah. Good tackle, Shaw. Get rid of Young. About 30 seconds till half time. Well, he needs to sort the right-hand side down, and he needs to sort out Sanchez and get him some discipline.
Again, down that right-hand side.
Chilwell out.
It's a decent ball in.
Where's bloody Sanchez again? Shot. Why is Lingard covering Pereira? This interchanging only works on the attack. When you're defending, Lingard's got to go to the right and Sanchez has got to go to the left, because you end up in a stupid situation there where Chilwell's unmarked on the left-hand side for them to put the cross in. Cross comes in, then Pereira shoots. It's bloody obvious what the problem is there. Unmarked left-back for Leicester puts cross in. Unmarked right-back has a shot. Who's picking up the runners on the side? That's Lingard and Sanchez, and they're interchanging so much that nobody's picking up their runners, their fullbacks. We've got to sort that out second half because they're getting so many opportunities from it. But the most important thing is we are leading 1-0 at half-time, Marcus.
Yeah, it is, but I think a lot of Leicester's attacks have come from our right-hand side. Ashley Young is just being absolutely outnumbered on that right-hand side. And I think, like you said there, the interchange in between Lingard, Rashford and Sanchez is causing the problem. None of them know who's going to stick out there, who's the one that's going to be tracking back on that right-hand side.
Yeah.
Ashley Young, for me, has had an absolutely abysmal first half. His delivery into the box has been poor. His defensive clearances have been poor. He's played himself into trouble as well a couple of times down there. So I think the right-hand side, Ollie's got to get them in and say, look, stick to your positions now. Stay out on the touchlines, track your man back, because Chilwell is the obvious danger.
Yeah, I mean, Amma Joanne says Ashley Young is getting roasted by Chilwell, but that's wrong. Ashley Young shouldn't be getting... people are saying you're being too moany, Mark, but I can see what's going to happen. I want to win this game today. I want to win this game and sit back and watch Arsenal lose to City so we go above them and start ramping up the pressure for fourth. And at the moment, we're only 1-0, we're 1 up. And people can say, we're winning, it's fine. I can see what's going to happen, as Marcus is saying there. And you're right, Chilwell is roasting Young, but why is a left-back roasting our right-back? You're missing a key ingredient out there. Chilwell should be being tracked back by Lingard. But it's happening on the other side as well. Pereira is getting the freedom, their right back, coming forward. And so many times Luke Shaw has ended up with a 2-1. Sanchez and Lingard, I think they're interchanging so much. We haven't really had an attack in the last half an hour. So just sit down and occupy your position. The interchanging is great, like it was in the first 15 minutes. But the last half an hour of that half, we're actually defending because we're the away team. So Lingard needs to stick to the right and track Chilwell, and Sanchez needs to stick to the left and track Pereira because they're getting so much joy there, and eventually they'll score. I mean, every corner they've had, they've actually got a head on it. We've not defended a corner yet. They've just missed with their headers. We need to, and I'm sure Ollie will see this. So I am being passionate about it because we're 1-0 up and this would be a massive 3 points for us. But at the moment, the only way that Leicester are threatening us is down the width. And we need to track back. Yeah, Young's a crap right back. We all know that. But it's not Young's problem to stop Chilwell because Chilwell's their left back. So what you need Lingard and Young and Shaw and Sanchez to work together. And also going forward, I think it would help that I look on the left-hand side, Pogba's not getting forward because Sanchez is coming inside. When Luke Shaw gets it, he's having to pass backwards because he hasn't got that Martial clinging the touchline to work with. They're the two areas that concern me a bit, but very, very happy to be 1-0 up, Marcus. I thought the goal was absolutely brilliant, especially considering Rashford had missed the sitter just a few minutes before.
Yes, definitely. I mean, the pass from Pogba, the vision to see Rashford make that run in behind was absolutely fantastic. The touch by Rashford to bring the ball down, and then the first time hit straight away. Schmeichel, absolutely no chance, bottom left corner. But yeah, I mean it's a shame that we know that with Martial on the pitch, we know what the front three do with Lingard, Rashford, and Martial. They don't interchange as much as what they're doing today. So it's a very settled front three. Everyone knows their place. Everyone knows their job. But with Sanchez on the pitch, the interchanging is just happening every time we attack, and there really is no need for it. We've seen the damage what Rashford can do through the middle, so we don't need Sanchez through the middle. We don't need Lingard through the middle. Those two lads should be hugging that left and right hand side touchlines and doing their defensive duties. And for some reason, the interchanging is just causing a bit of a problem today. I mean, sometimes in that first half, I saw Lingard and Sanchez out on the left hand side and Rashford through the middle. There was no one on the right whatsoever, which is not helping Ashley Young, but it's also allowing Chilwell, he's got the freedom down that side to attack Ashley Young. And Vardy's going out there as well. Dimitri Gray, he's been out there as well. And they're just exposing Ashley Young. And Burnley did it, and now Leicester are doing it. It's an obvious weak point. And Ollie's got to sort it out.
Red Baron says, let's all eat salt and vinegar crisps in protest. And Steve Chalon says, before we needed a better system and now we need better players. Stop signing names like Sanchez and get a player we need to do the job required by the system. Thanks, guys. This beats Church big time. Look, you know what? We want to be the best. We want to improve. And I think some people just want to sit back and go, well, 1-0, that's great, that's fine. But are we going to get through 45 minutes without gifting Leicester a big chance? No, I don't think we are. We've got to step it up. And looking back at that goal, you look at where that goal comes from, and if I can get the old whiteboard thing here, because it's very important, Pogba picking up the ball there, knocking the ball into Rashford, it's a goal. How many times has Pogba... Sorry, I've done that again. I've done it wrong. Keep doing it. How many times have we seen Pogba in this position here where I'm colouring it in? Not very often, because this man is coming in. He needs to occupy this area. That's where it needs to happen so Pogba can get forward. We're not getting Pogba forward enough. And that goal worked because Sanchez pressed their fullback and was staying wide. I mean, I don't know whether anyone would make any changes at half-time. I mean, Delo over Young, says Harry Walton. To be honest with you, I would be more impressed if Ollie doesn't make any changes at half-time. That cross from Luke Shaw that Rashford misses is absolutely sublime.
Gorgeous,
but Sanchez doesn't deserve any more chances, says John G. I would give Sanchez a chance in the second half because I think the more players we've got playing well gives us more options. If I was Ollie at half-time, I wouldn't make any substitutions. And I want to see in the live comments, and I'll ask Marcus in a moment, would you make changes in the second half? No, I wouldn't. You know what I would say to Sanchez? I'd say, look, if you want a future at this club, do what I tell you to do. Stop drifting in, stay on the left-hand side and track Pereira back when we're defending and hug the touchline when we're attacking, because then Luke Shaw can give and go. And then you've got options and he's got options. Stop wandering in because you're hurting the team. You're wandering in, you're nullifying Pogba, and you're leaving us 2v1 with Luke Shaw when Leicester attack. You're not helping the team at the moment. I'm not taking you off. Stick on the left-hand side, do your job, or get out of this club. So I wouldn't take him off. It's about... I don't think players need taking off, Marcus. And I think it's the same with Lingard as well. When we're defending, get on that right-hand side and track Chilwell. When we're attacking, interchange all you like. Play musical chairs, I'll play the bloody music for you. I ain't fussed. But when we're defending, get over and track their fullbacks, and we're just not doing it. So I wouldn't make changes. I'd be a little bit heated in the dressing room, and I'd say, track your bloody runners, stick to the flanks.
No, see, me, I'd do the complete opposite, mate. I'd take Sanchez off. I don't think he's been tracking back all that well. I don't think he's offered us enough going forward. All right, you might have chased down the right back to force him into a mistake for the goal, but apart from that, I've not seen what he offers. I've not seen what he offers to this side. He doesn't fit in, Mark, to me.
See, I'd love Martial to come on because I know he'll hug the touchline and we'll be a better team for it.
This is it, and I think when you get Martial on there, you know what he's going to do. He offers that threat as well down the left-hand side. He offers pace, flair, trickery. He can beat his man. Sanchez can't do that. Sanchez is more of a hold-up player. He likes to play that fancy pass over the top, or he likes to bring others into play. Martial is very, very direct, and you also get with Martial, he tracks back as well. He knows his position. So I would make the change. I would make the change. Sanchez to come off for Martial for me.
Turbo Warrior says Young has to come off. He's been awful today. Would you take Young off? Would anyone take Young off? I understand that Young's been bad, but I wouldn't. You know why I wouldn't take him off? Because it's a waste of a sub. I think, and also, as bad as Young's been, I still think you've got to be even-handed and say he's suffering from the same thing Luke Shaw's suffering from. Too many times he's in a 2v1. That's not his fault. People are talking about Chilwell. That's not Young's man. Ben Chilwell is not Young's responsibility unless he hands him off. And Lingard's going, as a fullback, sometimes you will take the fullback because you'll hand off Damari Gray and you'll go, Lingard, you take Gray, I'm taking Chilwell. That's not happening. He's ending up with Gray and Chilwell because Lingard's not in the right position. So Young's not good enough going backwards and he seems to have lost his ability going forwards. So he's not playing very well at the moment. But if you take Young off to bring Delo on, that worries me, Marcus, because you've got Matic on a yellow card that you might need to take off. You've got... And also, you might want to bring Lukaku and Martial on at some point. So taking Young off, it limits our attacking substitutions.
It does, yeah. I mean, he has been bad this first half, very bad. But I also think that if you bring Martial on to stay on that left-hand side, then you have Jesse stay on that right-hand side. That helps our fullbacks. The front three know their positions. They know what they got to do. They know they got to track back. They know they got to hug the touchline. So I think Ashley Young would probably stay on for me. I'd have to take Sanchez off because I just think the balance, the front three balance, there's no communication between them. You know, they're all over the place. They're blocking our midfield in Pogba and Matic coming forward, and I think Sanchez is the root of that problem.
I'll tell you what it is with Sanchez, and I just want to get your thoughts on this quickly before the second half. Again, a year down the line, over a year now with Sanchez, because he signed in January, I'm just there like, you know what, he might get a goal in the second half, but I just have to keep reminding myself, he's on more money than anyone in the Premier League. He should be our Hazard, our De Bruyne, our Salah. And we're always making excuses for him. He's never going to hit the heights we want. I think he'll have okay games, but okay is not enough for what we pay him. He should be the best player on our pitch. And he's so far away from that for what we pay him. He's just never. Let's be honest. He's never going to hit it. I think we might be kidded by some of his performances and say he played well today because we've lowered expectations so low. But if we remind ourselves, he's the best paid player in the Premier League. He is never going to hit those heights of what he's meant to hit. Like the player that you look on the pitch of a United team and go, he's the number one man. He's just never going to do it, is he?
No, he's not. And you think we've never ever. Well, I certainly haven't seen a really, really, really good performance from him. I've not seen the performances that you put in for Arsenal. No. And I think bringing them in is just, you know, it knocked Martial's confidence when we brought him in last year. You know, as you quite rightly say, Martial was player of the month for, what was it, 2-3 months?
Yeah.
And, you know, it dented his confidence. Martial went a bit downhill and people were saying it was his attitude and things like that. So, and he's doing the same things to Pogba. He's coming in. Pogba's one of our most creative players in that team, and we've seen the damage that he can do already in this game with just that one pass to create that goal. And since then, Pogba's not really been involved because Sanchez keeps cutting in on his side. He keeps on playing in front of him. He's closing out the space for Pogba to run into. So something has definitely got to be done. And with Martial on that left-hand side, you've got the French connection there as well. They understand each other a hell of a lot better than what Pogba understands Sanchez. So for me, the change would have to be Martial. And I think that would help Ashley Young, and I think it will help Luke Shaw as well.
It's interesting because there are people, and I notice these people in the live comments who say, oh, you're just scapegoating Sanchez. Look, I'm a Manchester United fan. I've been a Manchester United fan for decades. Alexis Sanchez has been at this club a year and he's done sod all. It amazes me that there are people in the United fan base who want to stick up for Sanchez so much that they get abusive in the live comments with people who are saying he's crap. Who are you? What sort of modern football fan are you? What has Sanchez done in a Manchester United shirt for you to be saying and sticking up for him over United fans who are saying he just doesn't do enough? I mean, who are you? It's all about opinion, but I don't get it. Are you just Sanchez fanboys or something? Have you got him on a shirt? I don't get it. Because he's never played well in a year and he's the best paid player in the Premier League. I want him to come out in that second half and score a hat-trick. We all do. But he's just not performing, and I don't get why people want to keep giving him chance after chance after chance, because you're not opening your ears up. He's the best paid player in the Premier League. Putting in a 7 out of 10 or an okay performance, all right, that's okay, but that's not what we're paying him for. We're paying him to be the best player on the pitch, and he's not even in the top 6 ever. That's what we're talking about. Now, personally, I agree. I don't know why, and it must be in his contract. Get on the bloody right-hand side, because when you work hard, you track back. Get him on the right-hand side. Why can we not play him on the right-hand side? But I don't think he will come off, and I hope he doesn't. And there was a brilliant comment from Paul Robinson there saying that this interchanging of the front three, it's all great on the attack, but it's confusing us defensively. And you're spot on. Absolutely spot on, Paul. You're absolutely spot on. When we're defending a lot, the interchanging becomes a problem because it means people are out of position. When you're attacking a lot, the interchanging is a bloody nightmare for the opposition. But when we're defending like we were for the last 20 minutes there, this interchanging, I'd knock it on the head for the first 20 minutes and just say, look, stick to the right, stick to the left, let's keep it simple. The Knight handstand says, Sanchez lacks pace. Remember, he's been at Asni, Arsenal and Barcelona, just fix and tricks. Slow build-up play, that's his game, not the United way. He doesn't suit us. I mean, that's a very good comment. I've never really thought of it like that. That maybe, you know, the way Barcelona play and the way Arsenal play, it's slow build-up, isn't it? It's pass and move and everything like that. Whereas quick build-up play, maybe that just doesn't suit him. And he was at Barcelona and Arsenal for a long time. Anyway, no changes in the half-time, which I sort of agree with. Let's see if we can sort ourselves out tactically second half. Leicester are well stacked on the left-hand side here, a bit like a rugby team.
Yeah, they've got 4 players over there. And straight away, that's where it's gone to Chilwell, midway through our half. But Lingard's out on the right-hand side. So Rashford through the middle and Sanchez out on the left.
And it's Leicester on the attack straight away. Oof, De Gea's got it. Just for a moment there, the pass they played, I thought, have they seen a run that we haven't seen on the telly? But we hadn't. It's in De Gea's hands.
Done that one. Okay.
What are the tactics today, says Paul Robinson, do you think? Well, I think obviously you've got your back four, which is pretty easy to read. You've got your midfield three, which is clearly Matic covering Herrera box to box. I'm a little bit confused about what Pogba's role is, because obviously it's been very obvious what Pogba's role is. Oh, Sanchez, bloody Young again. Young again.
Dangerous. Very dangerous.
Is that Barnes this time gets in? I thought Young was going to get there before Barnes, but he just muscles him off and shoots across goal. I mean, that's the first minute of this half. Leicester are now up for it. Yeah, see, this is better. Sanchez is there on that left-hand side with Shaw. And they've got a 2v2 situation. That's fine. That's what we want to see. Matic, come on, wake up! Too easy for Leicester again. A cross shot from Maddison. Matic stuck on the ball. Wake up, for God's sake. We're not in the dressing room.
Yeah, United, slow start to the second half. First couple of minutes. Like Matic's just taking way too much time there. He should be just clearing that. Why? I mean...
this is the chance for Barnes. We'll see it here. It's 3 players. We're well stacked. That's terrible defending by Young.
Oh, and even Chilwell's out there just waiting for it, just to get that ball across.
I think Young thinks Bay's going to make the tackle, but...
Awful. Poor defending there. Poor start from United so far.
Ali Jamal, I'm putting you in a timeout, mate. It's just a stupid comment, and if that's what you want, get on Arsenal Fan TV. I'm not having any stupid comments like that. Anti-Sanchez stand. What a prick. What an absolute idiot. There's nothing I would like more than Alexis Sanchez to hog the left touchline today, this second half. Let Pogba get forward, support Ashley Young and support Luke Shaw and get a hat-trick. That's what we all want. Tactically, it's just not working well. The pigeon's back.
Pigeon's back, yeah.
Someone needs... Well, didn't Darmian kill a pigeon once?
It was on the pre-season, wasn't it?
Yeah, he smacked a pigeon, didn't he? He did kill it as well. It was accidental. It was a clearance with the ball, and it just smacked the pigeon full on. And it was a quick death. But United have started this half much the same as the. Hey, that was Vardy late on Shaw. He should have rolled over there. Got a second yellow.
Matic.
Matic has started off badly as well. We don't need that.
Free kick to United. Evans on Rashford. John knows today Rashford's hold-up play is getting slightly better as well. He's drawing in the fouls from behind. Poor free kick.
Well, to be honest with you, we haven't actually had an attack, have we, for a long time in this game? And you couldn't begrudge Leicester a goal. I mean, obviously we don't want them to concede, but you couldn't begrudge them a goal because they've actually been the better team for a long phase of this game now. Second half of the first half, start of the second half, it's all Leicester. So United need to... Paul Robinson makes a good point. What is... I mean, it's a good job that pass didn't make it there because Lingard hadn't tracked Chilwell enough.
Ball comes in.
Good header by Lindelof. Get rid of Pogba. But don't take a touch in the box. Bloody hell.
Again, a needless
corner. And a corner! God! Sort it out! Why is Pogba doing that in the box? Drops to Pogba with his back to danger, decides to take a touch, and then has to give a corner away. Just bloody blast it away. That's naive. Everyone's asleep. Darren Sweetman's right. Nobody's getting away with it at the moment. Pogba, Matic, they're all bloody asleep.
Yeah, I don't know why Pogba was looking at Luke Shaw there. Luke Shaw could have done nothing with that.
So the pigeon is more disciplined than Sanchez, says Pradnia. Well, we've just won the corner, which is a good start. Come on, break. Rashford, look at the pace. Yeah. Sanchez wants it. Oh, poor ball. Oh, no! Oh, Evans nearly played Sanchez in.
There. Yeah.
They've got it away with Chilwell. Next goal's key. I mean, it's the old cliche, but the next goal's key. Johnny Evans nearly slipped there and let Sanchez in. fair play to Sanchez. He did anticipate it, but just got enough on it to get it back to Schmeichel.
You can see there Rashford's pace just absolutely outdoing Leicester's midfield.
That's real pace. Like Lingard's not that quick. What are we thinking, everyone? What are we thinking, Marcus? I'm not even thinking of the score at the moment, just taking it minute by minute. But
yeah, I'm quite comfortable with it at the minute. I don't think Leicester are that clinical, are they?
No, but we just need we need to. I mean, Gratsky says get Martial on now. We're going to lose this as momentum start. I don't think we'll lose it, but to me, a draw is a loss. We need to win.
I think the sooner Martial comes on, the better. It just brings a natural balance to the team.
I suppose the issue is, though, if Martial's not fit enough to start, he might only be fit enough to give you half an hour as well. So,
I mean, there's not really. There's no one else on the bench, is there, that you could really bring on? I mean,
Lukaku.
You don't want to bring Mata on and see a repeat of the game earlier in the season with Chilwell against Mata.
Luke Russin says, "I'm not liking this half. We have started off slow.
Yeah, very very poor start to the second half.
Turbo Warrior says Delo's got more pace and energy. Young is too slow. I mean, they're coming at us again here.
Yeah, I think that was a referee.
Well done, Matic there, because they had a good. They were Walker's.
Look at that left side. Look, Lingard's out there now, and Sanchez.
There, see, that's the not. This is what Paul Robinson is talking about. What the hell have we got Lingard and Sanchez on the left wing together? So what's happening on the right if they break? This is what we're trying to be too clever. You got Lingard and Sanchez on the same side of the pitch, and you've got Rashford through the middle. So if Leicester broke here, they would have an automatic 2v1 down the left hand side because Young's got no cover. Trying to be too bloody clever with the interchanging, and we haven't got. That's a stupid thing to do as well because we haven't got the momentum of the game. It's not like we're stringing passes together.
So United just getting a foothold now, just passing it around.
See, Sanchez is through the middle now. Luke Shaw's almost up as a left winger. Young, Rash. There's a lot of interchanging in this game. It's very hard to figure what United are doing. That's a heavy touch by Sanchez, but he retains possession. See, Pogba's had to go out to the left wing. I don't think Pogba's happy in this team either.
No, I think he probably prefers it when Sanchez doesn't play, to be honest. Sanchez, he just...
It's all a bit too much. There's too much moving. I think we're confusing ourselves.
He just creates way too many problems. See, Martial's warming up, Mata's warming up.
No, we don't want Mata on. This is not a game for Juan Mata. The game's too quick for Mata.
Lukaku's down there as well, warming up.
Ooh, Pogba's injured.
That was a bit late on Pogba.
Put the ball out, Herrera, for fuck's sake.
Herrera's looking for the free kick there.
I thought Harry Maguire got the ball, but he took a lot of Pogba. And this is what terrifies me as well. It's like if you get an injury to Pogba, it's a good tackle by Johnny Evans, to be fair. He definitely gets the ball before the man. No, he doesn't.
No, you don't get any of it. No.
Fucking terrible refereeing. It just shows you how they get it wrong. I saw that and thought what a tackle it was by Johnny Evans. He gets nothing of the ball. 100% a yellow card.
First 10 minutes, well, 9 minutes for the second half. An aimless ball there.
Yeah, you can't be knocking long balls up to Rashford when he's against Evans and Maguire because they're just too physical. Right, Sanchez has got a bit of ball here. He's got Luke Shaw again, cuts in on the right.
Look, what is that?
Oh, get him off. That's terrible. And now Luke Shaw's way out of position. If they get a break here on the left, well done, Matic. Now, Sanchez, find a bloody pass, for God's sake.
Oh, mate, he's more trouble than he's worth in this team.
I can't understand how a player can't make a pass like that. It was awful. So it's Chilwell again.
Sooner he comes off, the better. What's that free kick for?
Lingard. Lingard needs to be careful as well. He's on a yellow card.
I think they need to make the change pretty quick, but that's been one of Ollie's negatives against him. He makes the changes a bit too late. So it'd be interesting to see how long he's going to take before he makes the first sub.
Well, I've just called him a terrible player on Twitter, so he'll score. These things have a way of bouncing back against me, so I don't care. If he gets the second goal, great.
Luke Shaw's got it on the left-hand side.
I thought Luke Shaw started the game well. I thought Pogba started the game well. I think they've had average games because of who they've got playing on that left-hand side. He zaps performances out of everybody else as well. Confuses himself and everyone else around him. But I've got to be honest and I've got to be fair, and I say it has happened on the right-hand side as well. I think Lingard, again, hasn't had a great game himself, and it's caused a lot of confusion. I mean, Lingard here again, he's wandering forward. I don't know how Pogba and Herrera are meant to go forward, because how can they move forward when they've got so much confusion ahead of them? Like, Pogba's got no space to wander into because Lingard and Sanchez are there all the time.
Yeah. He's I see Lingard now. He was in that passage of play just now. He was out on the left-hand side again, and Sanchez was probably about 5-10 yards away from him, but it's too congested out on that side.
We've tried to be too clever today. I'm going to talk about that in my match reaction, whatever the score, because we've been very confusing. The first 15 minutes was really good. I think the last 45 minutes has just been really poor. And Pereira's just anticipated Sanchez there. T. Ballard says Alexis Sanchez and Chilwell have been the best players for Leicester. Martial's got to come on soon.
He's got to.
I think Sanchez will go in the summer. I think we'll have to take a big hit on him though, because his wages are huge. But I think he'll be gone.
Good interception.
But I've been very impressed with Chilwell again. Very impressed.
I mean, Pogba's just having a word there with Ashley Young, saying to him to get forward. But you know, in Ashley Young's mind, he don't want to go too far forward because he knows he's going to be caught out.
Well, this is for you, the Boffins, Solskjaer, Phelan and Carrick.
Yeah. I mean, they don't look like they want to make a change yet.
Well, there's a lot of attention on Pogba, and I don't want Pogba to go off.
But the problem's
nothing has changed. Sanchez is a problem when Martial plays. Lingard doesn't go to the left, and Pogba gets space. Grace, spot on. There's a bit of concern that Pogba might come off, and no, he looks like he's running around all right to me.
Yeah. And Sanchez as well. Every time he's picked the ball up in this half, he's always cut inside on his right.
True, but Turbo Warrior says Marcus, go and ask Ollie to take Sanchez off. Sanchez reminds me of Rooney's bad games, wandering everywhere for the ball and hurting the teams. Needs to stay left or come off. He's hurting Pogba. Yeah, well, we said it at half time. Just stick to the left. Here he is. Have a shot.
Again, Luke Shaw. Rashford.
Wow, side netting. Well, something happened to Pogba off the ball there, but that was better from United.
Oh, it was a good bit of play there. I mean, Lingard with the dummy, I think it was. And again, Sanchez, look, comes in, cuts on his right-hand side again. But a bit of.
I'll tell you what, Mendy would have been sent off there as well.
Yeah.
He pulls Pogba down. It's off the ball. Ref's bottled it there. Mendy should be off. Fucking terrible that is. Ref's a joke. Mike Dean is a joke.
Yeah, bad decision. Lucky to get away with that one, Mendy. But definite foul. I mean, in fact, if he sees that one, Mike Dean, that's a penalty.
I don't know whether it was in the box. I'm more thinking it's definitely a second yellow card, and that costs you the game, doesn't it? So, whatever anybody says about United, we should be playing against 10 men. I
mean, Ashley Young with a poor ball out there again.
That's not a foul. Oh, come on.
Matic's got to be careful. He's on a yellow. No, that's not a foul. Vardy's fell over there. Oh, yeah. Dangerous.
Sloppy. It's a good free kick area.
Yeah.
He needs to, I'll tell you what though, Ollie needs to make changes, make some bloody changes, because the momentum of this game is the same as it was in the first half. I can't remember the last decent chance we had. It's not a great performance, RJ Kent. It'll be a great result, but I'll take 1-0. I don't give a damn. 1-0 is a fantastic result, but we're half an hour away from that, and we can't just keep going through this motion because Leicester will score eventually. Maddison's got a good kick on him as well. I've seen De Gea get beaten from here before. Good wall. Vardy, good save.
Right save.
Oh, I thought that was in. I couldn't see it because of the Leicester player. So the free kick hits the wall. It drops to Vardy. Overhead kick in his own box. De Gea doesn't get it totally, but he's there with the second bit. Yeah. Yes, bloody hell.
Good reactions by De Gea there for the second.
Yeah, it's good reactions because the overhead kick's straight at him, but it's so powerful he can't grab it, but he grabs it at the second opportunity. Anywhere else, that was a goal from Vardy.
I think so, yeah. So, Leicester making the change.
Yeah, Leicester making a change. I'm surprised we haven't made a change. 61 minutes. Maddison coming off. I think he's been carrying that knock, to be honest, of Luke Shaw for most of the game, so not surprised. Rashford, Gazelle.
He looked a bit... He was running a bit gingerly to the end of the first half, so... I'm not sure who that is coming on, though.
Still there, Marcus?
Yeah, I'm still here, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
No. Still here.
The stream's down, though.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, it's back now.
Yeah, it might have just been a dropped frame for a moment.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you play sloppy ball. When you're 1-0 up, you'll give a ref a chance to impact the match. Get it together, says Andrew Rossi.
Right, so coming up to the 63rd minute. I mean, you'd have to make a change now, Mark, wouldn't you? Surely.
You'd hope so. Yeah. I mean, Anthony HD says he'd take Lingard and Sanchez off.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did, to be honest. We need to start covering them. I mean, to be fair, we've done a little bit better this half than we were in the second half. I mean, they're just showing that Pogba foul back.
Yeah, it's outside the box.
It's outside the box, but it's definitely a second yellow. That's better from Sanchez. He is hogging the left-hand side a bit more this last few minutes. So if he keeps doing that, he might stay on. He might survive. Kobe Herring says Luke Shaw's good enough. Yeah, because he's really had a performance today that you'd think, Luke Shaw's the problem. Fucking weird. It's really been a game where you'd go, Luke Shaw's the problem. Yeah, it's a cracking comment, that is, because it's really Luke Shaw's fault that we've been poor today. Come on, wake yourself up. Right, that's good. Pogba to Young. He's got no support, Young.
Right,
it's a good cross, that. No one's attacking it.
Someone gambles on that. That's a goal.
Wow, the subs are still warming up.
Yeah, I see all three of them there. Still the same three though. Mason, Martial, Lukaku. As long as it ain't Phil Jones.
I'll just throw this out there to be devil's advocate here. There is some suggestion that Solskjaer takes too long to do subs. I haven't really seen it as a United manager, but it's baggage that sort of comes from his Mulder and Cardiff days. But I think he's taking too long on this.
I think so too. I think the change should have happened probably about 5 minutes ago for me.
Well, someone's being called down now by Ollie. So we will be making a change. I hate that Sanchez and Lukaku always throw their arms in the air and point where they want it, like Ronaldo when they're crap. Says Steve Shalom. I agree. I do agree. And it's Martial coming on.
Yeah, Martial been called down to get stripped and ready. Now, hopefully, it is Sanchez that comes off.
I think as long as it's Martial, we'll be all right. But we want to get the second goal and kill the game off, to be honest.
Yeah. But to be fair, I mean... Yeah, apart from the acrobatics by Vardy from the free kick, Leicester not really offered nothing going forward this second half.
You know what? I hope Ollie does what he does. You know, like against Arsenal. Let's go and get the second goal and not sit back and try and get the 1-goal lead, because we need these 3 points are absolutely massive for us, and I'll be gutted. I don't know whether we won't know till the 90th minute, but I don't think overall you could argue if this was a draw. But we've got to win it. We've got to win this game.
Well, with the game coming up after this, yeah, you've got to win. It's a great opportunity for United.
Right, this should be the substitution because Martial stripped, the ball's gone out. If Mike Dean's done his job and looked at the touchline, he should know that there's a sub coming in. No, he's not. We're going to take the throw.
Right, yeah. No, he's still bringing them on. Get your gloves on, Tony. Come on. No, he's letting the throw go. Come on.
Bloody Mike Dean. You're useless, mate. Absolutely useless. Look behind you, you prick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Finally. Right, who's coming off then? Please. Sanchez, there we go.
Yeah. Awful. Absolutely awful. Where are all your Sanchez lovers now in the live comments? Because he's been given another 20... How many minutes? Another 20 minutes since you were sticking up for him at half-time. Awful. Yep. Awful performance.
Yep, I think if Ollie stays in the job, I think he'll be on his way in the summer.
It's just not good. You know, jokes apart, it's just not good enough, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, you know, he's not really a concern the amount of money he earns. I mean, obviously he's the highest paid player in the Premier League and you want your money's worth. But as a player, he's just not brought his A game for Manchester United since he's joined.
What I predict we'll see now is, hopefully, if we can get our game going, we'll see Pogba far more advanced.
Yeah. Yeah,
and we won't see the confusion. We'll see Lingard sticking to the right. T. Ballard says, I'm calling it now, Martial to score. But Martial already there is doing what he does. He's tracking back. Oh, Young!
Just get rid of it.
I'll tell you what, I won't be Young for long with Young playing it outright. But again, he's missed it. He's rubbish, Ashley Young. He's rubbish.
His last 3 or 4 games, he's been really poor. Caught out way too many times. Go on, Luke. Keep him out there.
Well done. See, that's better now. Everyone knows their position. Everyone's covering for everyone. You can cover the spaces.
You know, just being penned in here at the minute.
Yeah.
Now we can get out. So Matic, go play that quick ball.
Oh, you got to find that pass there, Matic. We're on the break. I'll tell you what, it's going to go one or two ways, obviously, because there's only 2 teams playing, but it'll be a Leicester goal or it'll be us on the break, and I hope for God it's us.
So Herrera did well there.
Overlap again, Chilwell unmarked, wide from the shot with Barnes, but again, he could have just played Chilwell in. He had 2v1 Young again.
Well, Herrera did well on the box there, stand up Vardy.
Grace says, is it possible that Ollie has tried to make his tactics suit Sanchez because he knows Sanchez can't play like Martial because Lingard never goes to the left? Yeah, well, what we should see second half now, well, the rest of this half now is Martial will cling to the left, Pogba will go forward, and Rashford will wander inside. I mean, Rashford's very central, which it confuses me because I'm like, well, It leaves Young so exposed. Here is Martial.
I mean, straight away there, look. You know what I mean? Straight away there, a bit of trickery. We get a corner off Martial, but looking at Pogba's movement there, he wasn't that far outside the box. So already an instant impact.
Well, Martial will cling to the left-hand side. We know it. We know Sanchez will come in. We know Martial will cling to the left-hand side. And now we should see Pogba with nobody getting in his way, getting forward. Corner ball, I'd be surprised if we score from a corner just simply because they're better in the air than us, but at least it gives us a little bit of impetus, gives us a little bit of an attack because we haven't done enough on the attack in this half.
No.
Second goal would be so important.
Martial, Matic, Bays in there. Go on, Ashley, just toss it in there.
Have a shot.
Go for it.
Herrera, over the top. You're going to be offside. Bays not offside. Crosses back. Johnny Evans gets it away. I get the feeling that didn't work. Oh, that was lovely by Bay. Matic, awful. What was that by Matic? He has all the space there and he whips in a terrible... I think Matic has had a poor half, to be honest.
Herrera outnumbered there in the midfield.
We're architects of our own downfall here. on the attack and we end up getting broken away from because of stupid passes. It was a bad pass by Shaw, bad control by Herrera, but we've won it back here. Martial can run now. It's going to go end to end this game.
Yeah. Oh, unlucky. A little bit too heavy on the pass.
Angelo says this channel is so biased with Pogba and Martial. Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Pogba and Martial wear Manchester United shirts. Sit down. Bloody hell. Come on. Our attacking game is awful, says Robbie Stones.
It's non-existent in the second half.
We haven't been very good, have we, today?
No, we haven't.
First 10 minutes was really good.
Yeah, Martial doing well there. Down the right. Showing some strength. And Mata's still warming up down there. Who's that as well, next to him?
Oh, I would not like to see Mata coming on. Thing is, this is the problem. This is what happened against Burnley. Who would you trust to come on? Like, seriously, who would you trust to come on?
Well, I think if you're going to see the game out 1-0, I wouldn't trust it, but you'd have to chuck Phil Jones on, wouldn't you?
Lingard. There's a foul off the ball again. I think that's Mendy again. Marcus, I think, queue for your services. Sanchez off, says the Turbo Warrior. Yeah, Marcus sorted it. That Mendy again pulled Herrera down off the ball. I mean, how many times is Mike Dean going to ignore that he's a cheat? Yeah. I still don't think 1-0 is going to be enough. I think it's going to be... This is 1-1. Herrera, brilliant play.
Good
Pogba, get that wide to Martial. He does.
Yeah.
Martial
run it
against Pereira. He's got Luke Shaw on the overlap. Goes for the cross himself. Probably not a good idea.
Running onto that. Rashford, good hold up. Lingard. A little bit wide for Pogba.
Well, United have looked a much better team on the... We're suddenly attacking. And it's all because of that substitution of Martial.
Yeah, we didn't look like we could do... balance.
Bring on Delo, says Mixie. We didn't look like we could string 3 passes together. Then Sanchez goes off and the whole team looks better because they know where everyone's going to be. I think we've just spent most of the game confused.
Out for a goal kick.
Right, Marcus, I'm going to leave you for a minute. I'm just going for a wee. Excited?
Yeah. Oh, wait, go for it.
Come on. Yeah.
Glenn says Young can't cross a bun. That's a good one. Delo for Lingard, says Quasi. I think if we're going to see it out 1-0, we've got to chuck on. Damari Gray's coming off now, and Okazaki's coming on for Leicester. We need Delo. A lot of people calling for Delo. Bring on Tillemon, says Bounce. I don't think he's available today, Bounce. Mike Dean is a Leicester fan. Right, Soph, how you doing? Was that for Lang? It looked like it, average person, doesn't it? Very similar. Very similar. But yeah, I think to see out the 1-0 now, I think it's got to be Phil Jones or Delo to come on. If he's going to go with an attacking option, I think you'd have to bring on Lukaku. Maybe chuck him out on the right-hand side. Right in time. We need one more goal, says Patrick. Yes, definitely. I think the next goal in this game is absolutely vital. But Leicester on the attack. Okazaki, steered away.
I saw Ashley Young near that, and I was like, "Oh my life!"
Yeah.
But we got away with it.
Yeah, Okazaki's come on.
15 minutes to go.
Good tackling again by Herrera there to break up the play. Pogba loses out.
I'll be surprised if it finishes 1-0. I really think it's going to be one more goal in this game, and it's either going to be a draw or a win for United.
It looks like United have gone without the ball. They've gone with the 4-2-3-1. No,
that's not a foul.
How is that a foul?
He's a shit ref. Mike Dean is doing his best to screw this up. He's crap. That is not a foul. That's just body weight.
dodgy decision there.
So he gives fouls for that, but then you can get Pogba pulled off the ball, Herrera pulled off the ball, but because that man's on a yellow card, I don't want to do another yellow card. He is atrocious, Mike Dean. He's always been, and he's bold. What a surprise. Watch him score from this now. Absolute joke if it is. Lukaku's coming on, he better put a bloody shift in.
The ball comes in. Good save.
Oh, I tell you what. Shooting from there against De Gea. Bloody hell.
But I think that was going in top left.
Yeah, it's a good free kick.
It was, yeah.
I'll tell you what, you don't get beat from there anyway, but De Gea had to make a bloody good save there. Fair dues. I would have thought with a team like Leicester, you've got to be chucking that into the mixer to get someone on the end of it, but he didn't.
Tried it near post away by Rashford.
Thanks, Alfie Johnson, for the contribution.
Martial's took down off the ball. Nothing. Oh, he is now, finally. Come on, ref. Surely that's a yellow as well.
Tension rises. It matters, these 3 points. 1 point's not enough. Rashford for Lukaku, so I don't mind that. He's got a graft, Lukaku, now.
I think now the balls over the top aren't working. They'll probably use Lukaku for his muscle. Just to try and bully Maguire and Evans a bit. Yeah,
because that's one thing that they haven't had to worry too much about.
Yeah, I think Rashford's faded. He's faded in the last 10-15 minutes. He's not really got hold of the ball, not really been involved. So, probably the right change. So, Matic. Bayes looked very, very good this afternoon.
Yeah, the fact that we've not really had to mention anything just shows that how assured they've been. Definitely going forward, you'd want them as you starting too.
Yeah, definitely. So we had Leicester 15 attempts to United's 8. Leicester were 5 on target to United's 4. United got a throw in down this right hand side. So I think Lukaku should be coming a bit nearer here to show for it, but come on. Bit of a wasted throw by actually Young there, just throwing it in no man's land.
He's not had a good game, has he? Let's be honest.
No, he's not. He's not. But since the change though, with Martial coming on, Lingard sticking out to this right hand side, he's had a bit more cover.
I just think the team looks far less confused.
Come on, Lingard, you should be getting that. So just over 10 minutes to go. Squeaky bum time, says Sion. Come on, Lingard, says Jesse, bootleg.
The thing is, we're in that position, aren't we, United now, where we are. If we were to draw this game, we'd be like 2 points from 6 against Burnley and Leicester. Is that where we sort of lost our momentum in the race for top 4? What has Mike Dean been smoking? Says Pradnia. Bloody hell, yeah, not so good. Mike Dean is the bold Jizzhead. Says Sharath Kamath Fitness. Yeah, if anyone knows who Jizzhead is on FIFA, definitely. I think Luke Shaw's took one. That's taking one for the team, Marcus. Because if Luke Shaw doesn't do that foul, Pereira's in down the right.
I'm going to counteract that with your argument there. There was 2 players covering.
Yeah, but I don't think they'd have had the pace to catch him. If you watch it back, look who's covering. Matic is one. Martial was covering. Yeah, it's right. Lingard is lacking, says Alfie Johnson. I don't think Lingard's had a good game today. I'll be fair on that.
So another free kick for Leicester out on the right.
Yeah, whip this one in. I mean, this is Leicester. This is a very similar position to the goal that Maguire scored against Liverpool, actually.
Yeah, we know the dangers that Maguire possesses. It's going out that way. It's headed across.
That should have been a goal. That was terrible defending. Maguire completely unmarked, heads it down, and it's only because whatever Leicester player it was there didn't swing in their foot at it. It should have been a goal. Very lucky United there. The way Leicester worked it was very intelligent, and you've got to start saying, to be fair, Leicester probably worthy of a point. I just hope they don't get it.
Yeah, Jesse's looking a little bit tired on this right-hand side. Looks. Come on, Jesse, get out there. Closing down.
The thing is, we haven't got anyone who we can play there, have we?
No, we haven't. Well, I mean, I don't know. Did you chuck Delow up there? Right-hand side? Yeah, maybe play him as like a right wing back, come right back. Good interception, Martial. Whoa, ref, come on.
Who's that? Yellow card. Yeah. Don't. What are you laughing about, you little surprised face, you little cheat? You're having a yellow card.
Yeah.
Geza. Guess what, Geza? You're getting a yellow card. Definite yellow card.
Yeah. Good interception there by Martial as well in his own penalty area. There's a couple of players of Leicester's offside there on that free kick. I think Johnny Evans took the swing.
Did us a favour there. Fucking hell. That's a goal for Leicester, isn't it, really?
There's
a lot of players in the way, I suppose.
Lukaku winning the header. I think it's pretty much going to be a bit of long ball, I think, from United in these last 8 minutes. Free kick for United.
Arif says we're not going to draw, we're going to score a second. It's going to destroy our afternoon. It's going to destroy your Sunday if United draw this game, because I think everyone's going to want to keep an eye on that Arsenal-Man City game. But I tell you what, if we draw this, I won't even watch it, because what's the bloody point? We'll still be in 6th.
This is a fantastic opportunity for United. They really can't not win this game. They have to. I mean, considering looking at the fixtures next week as well, I think City play Chelsea as well.
Yeah. We play Fulham, so it's about winning these next 2 games, 100%.
Matic got a free kick here.
About 10 minutes to go, so plenty of time.
United
defensively, Leicester haven't carved us open that many times. A lot of what they've got from set pieces, but...
Yeah, it's not really... I mean, the shots they've had as well, it's not as if they've had shots from inside the box. They've been outside. They've been from distance. Leicester making another change here. So, I think it's Mendy going off, is it?
Yeah, I don't know who that is for them.
Iheanacho?
Oh, yeah, Iheanacho. So they're going with a striker.
But he's got a bit of paper in his hand as well.
Take it off him.
Giving it to Vardy. Well, hopefully now, I mean, Leicester's going to push for an equaliser. It'll give the opportunity for United to attack a little bit more. That's handball, ref. Come on.
Yeah. Book him now.
Solskjaer and feelings out there in the technical area. I think defensively, United have looked quite sound in open play. Just look vulnerable at set pieces because of the height advantage for Leicester.
Leicester have pressed very well. I mean, I'm not. Whatever happens in this game, I think if you're a Leicester fan, you'd have to say you'd be a bit disappointed if you lose it, because I think Leicester have played well. Probably not enough cutting edge. Be a fantastic point for Manchester United if we can do it.
Yeah.
But I can see why Leicester got a result against Liverpool.
They're very well organised, aren't they, Leicester? They really are.
Yeah, and they definitely press a lot. I mean, they're on the attack here. We fell over. Our midfield fell over. What a tackle that is by Matic. That is superb. And he's found the pass. And that's a foul by Johnny Evans, who's been kicking people all day. Why are you going to give me a yellow card for that?
I think it's been another great performance again by Matic today.
Well, no, I think you've got to be a bit even-handed and say that Matic had a bad start to the half, but he's certainly making tackles like that. Is what it's all about in the key phases of the game.
I think he's done quite well today.
I think in the summer we do need somebody a bit quicker.
Yeah, but I mean, do we have that replacement already in Fosu Mensah?
Oh God! I mean, how can Fosu Mensah be the solution when he can't even get games for Fulham and Palace though? That's the question. Isn't it?
Lukaku's in, shot.
Good save. Get after it. Staying in. Get after it.
You know, maybe McTominay's the answer, Mark. You never know.
I definitely don't think he is.
No? United with a throw. Sabo. Yep. Like 3.5 minutes to go till the 90. Ashley Young taking his time, which you'd expect. That's the thing. You're trying to play the one-touch passes down there. So I'll tell you what, Matic's lucky to get away with that. Go on, Bay.
How fast is Bay there? Not fast enough. There we go, Leicester.
Vardy.
Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. They worked that well, and I think Vardy knows as well as we do that was the chance. Or a chance.
Lindelof. Maybe should have been a bit closer to Vardy there. But De Gea. Again, straight at him. I think that's been a problem with Leicester as well. They've not really tested De Gea an awful lot to the left or right side of him. It's always been straight down the middle.
87 minutes, still time. I don't. Unless Leicester commit too many players, I don't see us getting that second goal.
I think we might do, mate.
Here's Lukaku.
Lingard supporting him.
Pass one. Has he got a right foot? No.
Cross.
No one committed on the edge.
Herrera's still doing his running. Come on, actually get out.
The game is finishing like it started, end to end. What a cross.
Ball in. A little bit too long. Corner.
Oh, this is what you don't want to be conceding corners against bloody Leicester. Oh, God.
Yeah, here he
this
comes.
Reminds me of last season. Remember the game last season? He's bringing Phil Jones on. I think this is a good move, actually.
Jones for Lingard, I think it is.
Yeah, this makes sense. I agree with this. Leicester, this happened last season. It was just before Christmas. Maguire scored right at the end and they got a draw.
Yeah. But looks like we will go 2-5 at the back then. Please, Phil, tell me you ain't got the pink boots on. What are they? Oh, they're green today. Green and black. Come on, there's a man free there. No one tracked that.
What, Lukaku's so slow there. What, I don't know what Leicester are doing there. I think they've messed it up themselves.
Come on, Rob. Grab it.
Lukaku, God, you are slow, man. You are so slow.
It's 2 against 3.
Go on, Herrera's got the run. Give it to Martial.
Just go for it.
Oh, straight to the keeper.
Here we go. Coming up to injury time. Come on, United. Hold out. Come on. All in. Good. Great interception there by Lindelof.
How long's he going to give? Martial's got nobody here.
4 minutes.
It's a long time.
Yeah. Luke Shaw's on the left. On Pogba, use your strength for a sec. Can't Well, even Ashley Young's pointing to Lukaku saying, run, make a run.
That's terrible, Lukaku. You lazy sod. You've been on the pitch like 5 minutes and you're not getting to a pass. Johnny Evans has been on the pitch for 90 minutes and he's getting to a pass ahead of you. I'm fed up of Lukaku and Sanchez. They're a bloody disgrace. What's their problem? Have you never, ever been dropped or what before? Good interception by Jones. I mean, that is awful from Lukaku.
That was terrible, wasn't it?
Lazy.
It really was. Ball's literally a yard away from him and he just stands there as if to say, what am I supposed to do with that? Terrible. Absolutely terrible. You think you'd be hunting that ball down, try and retain possession, see it out, but no, he just stands there. Come on, chase it. Great tackle, Herrera. Come on, Lukaku, push from the front.
He looks like
Look at him.
He's been on the pitch for like 2 days, Lukaku.
Come on, Luke, get out there. Matic away. Actually, just boot it.
That's
there we
it.
go. Right, Pogba. Hold it up, mate. Hold it up. Do a burst. There we go.
There we go. Look at that. That's what Pogba's all about. No support and a foul. Yes. Good play.
Did he have to bring him
I'll tell you
down
what,
there?
we've had some heroes on the pitch today from United, and they're players that have been on from the bloody start. I think the substitute of Lukaku, just terrible. Absolutely lazy, not helping his team out. Get out. I said this before the game. If you're not going to come on and graft, don't bother coming on.
Good bit of burst of energy there from Pogba. End of the game. Nice to see him trying to hold the ball, make that run, draw
Who
the
would be
foul
your
in.
man of the match, Marcus? I know there's still time for Leicester to win it.
Do you know what? I think Bay's been rock solid. I really do. I don't think he's put a foot wrong. Pogba's been quiet in the first half, but when Sanchez was drifting into his space.
I think this dickhead ref's just booked Martial as well.
I think he has, yeah.
You bold prick. Absolute disgrace, this ref, anyway. They should have been down to 10 men for half an hour.
Yeah, I think Bay for me would be my man of the match.
Oh, Maguire late on again.
A chance for Leicester again.
That could be it. Sorry, Bay was your man of the match, Marcus, yeah?
Yeah, I think so, mate, yeah. Yeah, I think he's been solid, mate, throughout the 90 minutes. He's dealt with everything quite comfortably.
Grace says Lindelof, Bay and Herrera were good. Sanchez was crap and made everyone else crap. I think we've been a different team since Sanchez came off. And I don't know what anybody else thinks about Lukaku. I think he's been I know Sanchez got a lot of stick. I think Lukaku's been a disgrace to the shirt since he come on. His lack of movement and effort for a player that's only been on for 5 minutes is appalling. Absolutely appalling.
He offers nothing. He offers nothing to United, apart from maybe the odd header now and again.
Go for the corner, Marty. Go for the corner, Anthony. Go for the corner. Go for the corner. This is a massive 3 points if we get it.
It's all over.
Come on! Massive! Absolutely massive! Absolutely massive! Come on! Absolutely massive, that is. Brilliant! Absolutely massive! Come on! Ugh! Come on!
Smile on his face as well.
We weren't that good today, but that is massive. Massive 3 points. Brilliant. Well, thanks for coming on, Marcus.
No worries, mate. Pleasure as always. Thanks to everyone in the comments, and hope you all have a good rest of your day.
I'll speak to you soon, pal.
All right, mate. No worries. See you later, guys.
Cheers, pal. Thanks to Marcus. Thanks to everyone for watching. It's match reaction time. Link in the video description. Lots I want to talk about. Obviously, I think Sanchez and Lukaku are going to feature, but a massive 3 points for Manchester United. Join me on my match reaction. I'll be live there in 30 seconds. Link in the video description, or you can go through the homepage. That's massive for United. That's football. I'll see you in about 30 seconds' time.